All right, lit live. Welcome to another episode of You Ain't Shit for Watching. Tonight, I'm your wonderful co-host Donnie. I got with me a wonderful habitual line stepper, my brother Kev from Black Men Being Honest. How are you doing tonight, bro?
Yeah, I'm maintaining, man. Know how it is
Maintain.
in this COVID society.
The struggle with people walking around with masks on,
Yep, mask on.
fucking mask off. So as of late, been a lot of conversation about lists in the manosphere.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people
those
are
lists.
A lot of people are salty about lists, so I figured, fuck it, why not put together another list for the manosphere, right? Uh,
Okay.
so the list I got tonight is a list of why should you why you should leave a date. 10 reasons. This is 10 reasons that I've come across as a grown ass man in my lifetime, um, dealing with women, dating, being around the block, and everything else. So I'm gonna run down the list, and then we'll go down it basically on a scenario type situation or a case by case basis, and see how people react and how they feel about certain things on the list. But my thing is if you get any of these 10 on the list, get the fuck up from that table and walk the fuck away immediately.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Hey, is crazy eyes and extra wide smile one of the items on that list, sir?
nah, but it probably should be.
Yeah, man. There's a hollowness behind that. It's
You say it's a
like
hollowness behind it. Like break it
yeah,
down
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah. I'll tell you about one date I had. It was just it is a female. I could tell she probably hadn't been out in a while, but she couldn't stop talking and smiling at the same time. And I kind of knew it had nothing to do with me. I felt like she was hiding something. So I never gave it a second date. A couple of months later, that smile turned into a frown. I mean, seeing her one day in public, and she was about plus 20 pounds. So,
God, plus 20 pounds.
like, yeah, man. And it's like, and I figured maybe she was dealing with some things. And I don't know. It to me is a strange red flag. But, it's just, if to me, if you're smiling too much, I feel like you're trying to hide something. Because it was like all it was teeth and words for the entire night. And it was kind of getting on my nerves. It was like, is there any normalcy to this person? But I'm not,
Okay.
your average normal guy anyway. So let's go with this list, man. I'm interested.
Shit, I'm interested because we're finna go down this list. Because really, I
Yeah.
came up with this list last night. I came up with most of it, but I was talking to Roger. I was like, "There's some things I'm missing on this list, and it's not because I just don't know it. It's because it hasn't hit right, hasn't hit mentally. So these are 10 reasons to just basically get up, walk away from the table. Period. Point blank. And they're in no particular order. They're in the order I really came up with. Uh, but I may display them later in a different order. So reason one is she's a feminist,
Oh yeah. Hey,
right?
that's a really easy one too.
Right. So we'll get into that one. Reason two is she doesn't look like the girl in the picture. So what I mean by she doesn't look like the girl in the picture is a lot of times these dudes, these people will go on these dates on Tinder, Facebook, etc., and they have a different person in mind, and they show up. They've been low key catfished, right? So that's number two.
Yeah,
Number
victimized by Angle Magic.
angle magic. Uh, Number three is she corrects you. So to give
I
you a
mean,
low key understanding of that is you go on a first date and you do something or say something wrong and she corrects you and this is the first date, chances are she crazy as cat shit or something wrong with her.
well. Is it correct you? Period, or is it the way she corrects you?
It's a little bit of both, but we'll get into that one. We'll get into that one. Number four is she's a hoe. Them
Yeah,
signs are pretty,
yeah, that's
pretty
short
clear.
term gratification right there.
Right. And this is, mind you, this isn't, if you're just looking to smash something. This is, you're looking for a wife. Um, Number five is she's playing on her phone. So you go on a date with her and she's on her phone, Instagram, doing all kind of shit, and you at the table. This is what Roger came up with. It was brilliant, I thought.
When she's playing on her phone, taking note, doesn't seem to be taking interest in you. And
Yeah,
it may be you, it may be her. But anyway,
right.
if she can't show you at least enough respect to give you her undivided, then broom her.
Boom.
That happened with one of my friends before.
Right.
She she comes over to spend the evening, and all she does is play on her phone and doesn't say anything to him.
Hell
So
no.
he broomed her.
Right. So that's one. Number six is one I've been saying since probably as long as you know me. Her mama has multiple marriages. Her mama been married 3 times. Red flag. Throw her ass out the room. Don't even talk to her. Run away. Get up. Your mama been married how many times? Oh yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, because marrying a woman like whose mother is like that, years and years later, she'll get you on the red table and say that she confessed to sleeping with a younger man. That's right. That was a Jada Pinkett reference. Her mom was married 5 times.
Oh hell no. So that's a major red flag. Get the fuck away. That bitch is crazy, which explains a lot. Um, Number seven and number eight, which I combined because I added another one to the list. Roger came up with this. Her boyfriend got killed, slash, her boyfriend went to prison.
Okay. Her boyfriend got killed. Slash, her boyfriend went to prison.
Went to
That probably
prison.
speaks to the types that she's used to. And if you're not that type, ultimately it will crash. But I want to hear the elaboration on this one.
hmm Number nine is she has kids and they don't live with her.
Mm, yeah, because that story I did today about the dude that left his kid in a hot car, he got
hmm
full custody. And one thing I did say was this: either she didn't have her priorities together and she gave up her kids, she didn't want them, or she's really, really messed up as a person. That is the only way in Western culture that a man, well, those are two of the very, very few ways in Western culture that a man can get full custody of his child.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, so and they pride themselves on motherhood so much that they want credit and all this other stuff. We're this, we're that. Everything comes from us. Blah blah blah. I mean, so it really has to be she really has to be a screwed up chick in order to not have her kids with her. Or she probably, like one of the other items, she probably on some whole shit.
It's all bad.
Yeah, just just
uh,
just 360 degrees of fucked up.
Next on the list is she's a bad luck bitch.
Bad luck, bitch.
That
Kind of
means
like
every
Domino,
time,
except the opposite.
yeah, just every time you talk to her, just some bad luck is involved. But and this happened and that happened. Bitch, you just stay with bad luck, huh? Jesus Christ. I can't deal with you. Bad luck,
or
bitch.
or it might not be bad luck. It might just be her shirking the blame for her own discrepancies on everyone else.
Well, that's what I always go with, but we can get into that one. And then the final number on the list is that's the motherfucker who can't cook.
Man, let me tell you something. My wife can cook. Is that I really think about because she cooks. She cooks and she cooks just fine. And it's like then I start to imagine what it'd be like if I was with a woman that could not cook. Even though I can cook and I know various cuisines, it's nothing like the homemade touch of a woman. That is something
Right.
I've learned in all my years of experience. So if she can't cook, is like women look at that in a superficial way. I mean, if she can cook, that means that she had some kind of feminine training, some kind of domestic training, meaning that she's going to be good in other areas besides cooking. If she can't cook, it probably say what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, if she can't cook, it probably means that not not only is she deficient in that, she might be deficient in some other things, and one of those things might be feminine energy. I mean, her not being able to cook might have a host of other problems that come with it.
Exactly what we are. So we'll crack on to this, and as other people want to join the chat, we will let them do it. Let me drop this into the clipboard. Boom. You know, I just got a new computer, so niggas trying to figure that out right now. Um, but yeah, so let's run down the list. All right. So which one should we begin with first? That's a good question, right? Um, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on. Sorry, I'm looking through my phone on the list.
I got
Mm-mm-mm.
one. She
What's that?
corrects you.
Yeah, she corrects you. So here's what I mean by she corrects you, right? Yeah, at a date, you're having a conversation, and it's of no consequence to her, but maybe you say something wrong, and she goes out of her way to correct you on a certain aspect. It's not as if, you know, you had a piece of lint on your shirt and she pulled it off, but it's like, hey, listen, shit, I don't know. You said conversate instead of conversation, which I don't do. She has to go out of her way to correct you in terms of the verbiage you use. That already is problematic. Or maybe you said, hey, let me get a filet mignon. I don't know what it is, but it could be something that, you know, you've done unintentionally, and she goes out of her way to correct you on the very first date within a few minutes of you meeting her. To me, that's a red flag. That shows me that she has an argumentative personality, and it's probably not somebody that you want to be sitting there with to begin with.
Yeah, that's probably the kind of person that would probably try you in front of other people, you
Right.
know. And no man likes to be indignified in front of other people, especially by his woman. I mean, it's just a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you look at it and you go, "Oh hell no!" Like you you didn't have a reason to say that this early on. You could have, you know, you could have pushed that to the side, but you felt like you had to go out of your way to say something at the time and the moment in order to get a response. That's what I felt was problematic.
Oh, okay. You don't think that it's yeah, I mean, trying to overcompensate to establish ground with a person just to see how far you can go with them.
I mean, so when I was a kid, I read if you give a mouse a cookie, they'll ask you for some milk. And that book was basically a series of you giving a mouse something that they asked for, and he was like, "Okay, cool. Since I asked for this and I got it, hey, listen, my nigga, let me borrow your car on Tuesday. I ain't gonna put no gas in that car." And it just got progressively worse. So this is how I see that situation going.
Oh, okay. Just kind of a snowball effect.
Right. So I've dated women who she started out great, and then at some point during the date, she wanted to argue with me over the moon being blue. Well, you know, the sky is blue, the moon is blue. Well, no, actually, it's not really blue. It's white. But the way you look at it is the refraction of the waves, and that's why you see a blue moon. Whoa, 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 whoa! I didn't ask you for none of that. You're doing too much, and you're trying to prove a point. Why could you just move along with this conversation? So that to me stands out as, bitch, you might be crazy. At that point, for me, it's time to get up from the table.
Hmm. Yeah, a person that gets into telling you how it should be or like it is, and they haven't even gotten anywhere. I haven't even sniffed the dick yet. I mean, yeah, I had one like that, and it was one of those lessons learned. It was years and years ago. I did I was a yes man for like a month.
Right,
I
man.
mean,
What you saying for like a month?
for like a month, man, for like a month. I mean, she was acting all cutesy. I thought, I had to be nice and stuff, maintain it and everything. And then like little things started to happen here and there. Like she started like setting all these rules and all these boundaries and stuff. Like, okay, like started to it started to get worse. Let me see. As we talked and it's progressed, it was more like wait a minute, like just because you petite and cute doesn't mean that you're entitled to, this is what I started thinking, entitled to being a bitch. so so one day it just got revealed to me. One day it just got revealed to me. This woman asked me to help her pay to, like, her little cousin or something was a wrestling fan or something. She wanted to help me pay
Like
to fly him
WWE,
down. Huh? Say what?
like WWE, right?
Yeah, like WWE. Yeah, to pay him. I mean, help, help get the money for her to fly him down from Chicago to Atlanta. Well, to Montgomery. Yeah, I was in Montgomery at the time. To Montgomery to drive to Savannah, Georgia, to a house show.
No, not that that matters, but how far is that drive?
Man, a drive from Montgomery, Alabama to Savannah, Georgia. I think you're looking at 5, 6 hours, maybe 7.
Oh, she got her
And
rabbit ass mind.
a house show with a hotel accommodation is not worth it. It is not worth it at all. I
It
mean,
was for that little nigga, and you wasn't paying it.
not at home. So no, here's the shit kicker though. She didn't want me to make the trip with her.
Come again, say what?
she, I couldn't come. I had to help her pay for it, but I couldn't come. you know. So I finally said no. I was like, nah, I ain't finna do this. I didn't even really consider doing it in the first place because the whole thing sounded crazy because I was gonna talk to her, but was set on it. Like she just knew everything. So I was like, nope. And she melted down. Cussed me out, and I got my out.
So let
Nope.
me see if I get this straight. She cussed you out because you wouldn't pay for a trip for her to go on vacation, and you couldn't even come. Is that what I'm kidding?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she got her rabbit ass mind.
Yeah, because she used her dad as an excuse. If my dad found out a man was coming with me on the jet, blah blah, you grown. get out of
Your dad found out a man paid for your shit, bitch. Like I'm not understanding.
here. Yeah, I think your dad. I think your dad would be okay. This guy's gonna think that you and him got something going. Like, but no, she like that was one of those instances where, I mean, they'll try you if they can.
Is this what women are out here doing? Is this really?
They were doing it in 2008. Shit, they even worse with it now. Shoot, listen to how the city girls talk. One of them girls was like, that dude bought her a car, and she didn't even let him get in it once he turned it over to her.
Nah, nigga. Mm-mm.
I don't know, man.
remember-
It's just,
I
I think
remember
it's
talking to a girl and her asking me, could I help her move? And I hadn't even smashed yet. And I was like, nigga, what? I was like, yeah, let me get you the number 2 minutes in the truck. She was like, what? But you're here. No, I'm not. Nothing I can do for you, baby.
but like I said, I think what they try to do, they try to establish some kind of ground with the guy. Like they have been taught that men are supposed to go above and beyond for them, and even put themselves second and third just so she can get what she wants. So the correcting part is the beginning of something like that to manifest. No, no, I couldn't do it. The woman that would become my wife, years afterwards, she didn't do that. Well, she didn't do that. I mean, she's a woman. She'll try little stuff every now and again. At the end of the day, I respect her. She respects me. But it wasn't never on no bullshit, trying to establish ground, trying to make me into some chump, trying to correct me and shit.
Jesus Christ, this is wild. This is wild as shit. Okay, well, let's move on to let's move into the next one, and this is one I've had personal experience with. Uh, Out of the most multiple ones that I put on the list, uh, she's a feminist. No, no,
So,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. We'll go with she doesn't look like the girl in the picture.
hmm yeah, and I use a term that I first heard Castro use, Anthony Castro, angle magic. Yeah, angle magic. Yeah, they'll trick you with angle magic. That's when they take a picture where they look
I'll
like
be
they
right
looking
back.
up. They looking up, so they just look kind of thick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that.
They know what
Yeah,
they're
and
doing.
also, they may get. I mean, they actually may be the girl in the pic, but it was probably them 10 years ago, or it might be their sister or something. But because when you get to them, it's that's not them. I mean, they may give you a picture where they had the shiniest hair weave and had on cakes of makeup, but then when all that shit uncovers, it's not them. It doesn't look like them. Like I put that meme in my community tab earlier. It said female. I just want a man. Basically, he said this. I want a man to accept me for who I am. And then the man says, "But that weave is not you, though."
Bro, so
Yeah,
listen.
yeah. And then she throws a fit. But that's how I make memes. But that kind of thing rings true. That whole thing. We don't like fakeness. We is if she's not the girl in the picture, that's an integrity issue.
Right.
That's an
It's
integrity issue.
been many occasions where I've shown up on a date from a girl that I met on POF, Tinder, and you get there, and this is not the same person. I tell the story about how when I lived in Charlotte all the time, I met a chick on Tinder, and I pull it up to go see her. And when I got there, she was about 40, 50 pounds bigger than what she was supposed to be.
Mm.
So I'm looking at her and go, who the fuck is this? So I keep riding. She's like, hey, stop. You drove past me. No, no, I didn't.
Mm.
I kept rolling. I went all the way home.
Hey, chicks be lying and shit, man. I met one. I met one. Like this is like I said before. Everything I say about me and dating and women, this is all pre-marriage. So let me put a disclaimer out there. I mean, I met a chick off a dating site, and what I would do is I'm a nicer guy. When I finally see the chick and then she's like, she's like, and I don't mind tall women, but like tall, big, and like the head's kind of longer. It's like it was one of those angle magic pictures. Then
She
I would
hit you
sit
with those
around.
duwapti.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, she tricked me. So I kind of would be like, I'll be nice enough, sit there for a few minutes, and then I'll I'll make my exit. I'm the kind of guy that'll say anything to get away. I was like, look, I'll
Right,
call you,
right, right.
whatever. I'll call you. Look, listen, I'll call you. I gotta go, or I'll come up with a fake emergency or some shit like that. Like, I had a way of being able to convince people so I could slip out of things, and then once I get outside, block number, they want to see him again.
Okay.
Dude, I mean, I know it was a little mean, but oh, that's bully.
What's up, Melly? Yeah, I had to play the little game. What's up, Melly? How you doing, love?
How are
It's
you? How are
Mella.
you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, love?
How are you?
I'm doing well, doing great, doing fine. How are you?
No, no. It's been such a long time since I talked to my brother. I'm glad
You
to hear
know,
you are
I've been going through it. I've
absolutely
been working. I've been
terrific.
moving. I'm doing a whole lot of shit in life. It's just going down.
How's the how's that puppy? Is it fully grown?
Shit, you would think he was, but he got some space to him. So I just moved into a house. And let me see if I can find his ass. I'll find him at some point tonight. He's running around here. I
No,
spend
you
all
ain't
night,
got
but
let him be. Let him be now. Let him be. Okay, don't start no won't be none. Let him be. You know, his purpose is to serve and protect. And if you mess with him any other kind of way than to preserve that, he's gonna get on your nerves.
yeah, I see.
Because from what I suspect about you, you have a serious breed. You don't have one of them lap dogs. You got a serious breed. So he has a position in life in which to present himself. So just cater to the
Yeah,
strength and
ain't no
growth.
punk in him.
Right. Just feed him right, train him right, treat him right, and he will save your life. Okay.
Yeah, that's the game plan. But yeah, so tonight we're doing a list of the top 10 reasons to leave the table.
Say what? What's the wait a minute? What did I walk into?
So this is basically 10 reasons to
I
get up
just
and just
came up
walk
here
up
to
on.
say hi. I just came up here to
Ha
say
ha.
hi.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
not
you
trying.
already in the conversation. But yeah,
I'm
no, we,
not.
we talking about leaving the
No.
date. You ain't
Yeah,
never
yeah,
left, you
yeah.
ain't never
Just
walked
say,
away from a date. Tell me you ain't walked away from a date. I don't believe you.
of course, of
So that's
course.
what I'm saying. That's what we talking about tonight.
Yeah, I would recommend anyone that isn't comfortable to walk away. Just like I might not be comfortable with this topic.
Why don't you cut? Why aren't you comfortable with the topic?
No, because you about to hear a lot of shit that's probably gonna be a little
No,
triggering.
no, because something might slip out of my mouth that I don't want to expose.
Oh, oh,
Uh-oh.
that kind that kind of
Melody been
thing.
out
Well,
here in these streets, huh? What's going on?
Every no, no, like if I had everyone knows that I'm separated, right?
Yeah,
I
separated.
don't cohabit. Yeah, I don't cohabitate with my
he
spouse,
said
and
cohabitate. Okay.
yeah. So being legal married, does that give either one of us the right to uh, involve ourselves in other quote unquote entanglements? That's a topic of discussion.
I
You
would have
know,
said
Okay.
entanglements. Ain't that about a
Ain't
bitch?
nobody use that word entanglement until Jada used it. Like y'all,
okay, 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 mingling. Okay, mingling. I'm not willing to follow
whatever you
anybody.
want to
Okay,
call it, whatever, we know what
right,
you're talking about. Yeah.
right, mingling. So, does a person who's separated in their marriage, uh, heck, I'm gonna be on some white people stuff. Like, remember in Friends when they were saying we were on a break, he thought he had right to go out and shank his shank, right?
Just like Jada, huh? Y'all was on a break and decided to get in
The
an
some,
entanglement.
some people take their vows more seriously than others,
Yeah.
and I'm just not a vow breaker. I find it uncomfortable to pursue. How can I put this? I find it uncomfortable to entertain the company of the opposite gender upon the pre-assumption it would eventually lead to intimacy. I'm not going to mislead somebody that wants to have dinner with me. It's like dinner. Are you sure you want to have dinner? Because to me, having dinner means I eventually want to get in bed with you. That's what,
Oh,
if somebody,
well, you know
that's
what?
what it
I'm glad
means.
that you, as an older woman who has some intelligence, said it. Dinner means we fucking.
That's that right. Why is a man trying to wine and dine you at night. You know, that's right.
I just did it.
Now,
I just did a show with a chick taking on a trip to the Maldives, and she thought it didn't mean fucking.
I don't get why women have not been educated as to the etiquette of those encounters. Like it's shocking. It's shocking that some women aren't aware of a man's nature. It's like, do you not know what he's looking for? Why are you tempting? Because it's like, if you really like him, then you would try to piss him off by teasing him. You know, it's like okay, I can understand that a woman enjoys the conversation of a particular man that she wants to put in the friend category, and if he's not cool with that, and he's not giving her that attention, then she get mad. It's like, well, he got to move on to whoever gonna, lay it wide for him. Come on now. That's what he's looking for. He's looking for a sexual companion. He's not looking for a phone buddy.
These young girls
he's looking for a fuck, but not a phone buddy. You know what I'm saying? And women that aren't aware of a man's nature, they get themselves caught up in all types of conundrums, to the point where they get aggressive toward a man, and that's where you got all these bad reputations of black women being aggressive, because they think that they're supposed to have their cake and eat it too. Well, you supposed to yes, that word. And you're supposed, a case of the supposed tos is what I call it. A lot of women got a case of the supposed tos. You supposed to do this, and then the prescription is now. So they got a case of the supposed tos, and the prescription, the added prescription is now. And that's that entitlement mindset that has brought us all to Black YouTube thus far. It's amazing. I found it quite refreshing up until this point that I was able to be on a rampage and come out unscathed. I was very disappointed with empty nester syndrome in conjunction with getting separated from my marriage. That was like a big one. That was a big adjustment. And
so let me ask this: Are you dating?
No, I have no need.
You just giving up on it? You have no need.
No, I go out. When you say dating, I equate sexual intimacy. I have lunch with people that like me and I like them. I have lunch. But
okay, so you haven't retired your vagina, is what you're saying.
Hold on now.
You said you go to lunch. It sounds like you in the middle of the daytime going to get you something to eat and then going back to the house. That's what it sounds like to me. I
meet with people that like me for lunch. I do that. But
so
we're not.
You retired your vagina. How about that?
See, this is why I don't want to fuck with you with these panel discussions.
Why?
That's a very rude question. That's a rude question. Look, everything is tight and right, and what I choose to do with it, I will.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. Are you out here?
Everything is up to my decision. My brother.
What you say?
I mean, damn. He's trying to paint me into some type of recorded evidence and shit.
Ain't no recorded evidence. You ain't gotta answer the question. I just asked a simple question. Are you out here getting?
Why are you asking me questions that I don't have to answer? What's your integrity about? What's your integrity about? You asking me questions I don't have to answer?
Mela,
that sounds crazy.
All I'm saying is, if I was your age, my kids is out the house. Hold on. If I was your age, my kids was out the house, I try and get me some Mella. That's all I'm saying. I'll be like, hey Mella, what you doing today? You trying to go to TGI Fridays?
Oh God. Okay. So
Ain't no, you don't have no
I'm not
built-in suitors.
I'm not trying to be a performance monkey tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So can you calm down? Maybe my name
It's
will bring somebody over, but I'm not trying to be a performance monkey tonight. I'm just not. I've experienced some disappointments
have you now?
online. Yeah, because there are women that I anticipated would eventually get along and they don't.
Nah,
And
they never will.
is and there is no picking sides when it comes to certain personality types. You know, there you just gotta, just like, damn, I just wish them all well. And it's just very disappointing.
Okay, well let me ask you
Fortune
this: you have a son, right?
Here we go with the person shit. Yeah.
No. Okay, so if your son goes on a date, right, and he comes back and
Oh
he says, "Mama,
man.
I met this woman who I like her. I think
Oh
she's
man.
great." But he says something. She says something to the effect of, "But her previous boyfriend was killed, or he went to prison." What would you, as a mother, say to your child in order to help them make the correct and proper decisions?
Leave her alone.
And why would you say as such? And because I have my own opinions on it, I feel the same way. But why would you say, which basically leave
Sh-
her alone?
Because if she didn't have good judgment of character, if she falters in good judgment of character, what other type of damn fault does she have? It's like what kind of perception does this woman have to you know, I'm not saying that. Okay, I'll put it this way. Sometimes a young woman will allow her hormones and the dopamine receptors and the Walt Disney movies all rolling in the brain to see past a logical conclusion. And what I would want for my son is a woman that thinks logically. And that's why I say leave alone, because I would prefer that he would have a woman that thinks logically. I myself have been a woman that does not think logically. I've danced the Walt Disney fantasy for God knows how long. And just thought
So
there's,
so you said
like
Walt
that.
Disney fantasy because I'm a big fan of that particular verbiage. Because I don't think marriage is going to be a Walt Disney fantasy. I just think that
It's
if
not.
anybody
It's
thinks
not.
that,
But they feed.
they
They
live in a
feed
makeup
that.
land. Mhm.
Yeah, they feed. Pardon my profanity, if you please. They feed the Spider-Man. They feed the Walt Disney, Cinderella story. They feed that somebody's gonna save you, or I'm a hero, with all these uh superpowers that just fell in my lap. You know, it's like, no, superpowers don't fall in your lap. You actually have to develop
Some ability
accomplishments
to use them.
to achieve abilities that supersede others. That's what your superpower. Now, as far as women, no, nobody's coming to save you. You actually have to develop the character and and poise and maintain the attractiveness and feminine uh, attributes that will make you suitable as a wife. As well as the domestic discipline. God knows you have to, be on point with your domestic responsibilities as an adult for both genders. So that's what I meant by the Walt Disney fantasy. It's also with the comic strip characters that got people thinking that They could be Superman, they could be Spider-Man, they could be this man, Batman, whoever man. You know, the whole animation fantasy is without proper instruction to differentiate what makes you human versus somebody's creative process that produces a product for you to entertain yourself with. It has to be introduced to the child in their formative years, or else they're going to get really jacked up in their emotions of perceiving what to anticipate and expect in the world, which might turn into a depression because life can't measure to a fantasy.
Damn, Ellie, you just ran. Okay, well, hey, Kev, so Kev, in terms of you, right? You go on a date with a woman. This is prior to you. You know, you got a whole wife now, so you got a little cousin or somebody that you are giving some great wisdom to, right? And they tell you that the woman they're dating, her ex boyfriend went to jail or was in prison, was killed. What would be your response?
Well, how she look?
How you gonna go, you gonna look?
Oh no. I mean, I don't know. I just the way I think, you know. What can you tell a person at the end of the day, seriously, if they're happy with that person? Like, you know, I could tell them all day, hey, you know what, this is a bad idea. She comes with emotional baggage. If she's using to dating these kind of guys, she's gonna find an excuse to, you know, to she's gonna find an excuse to treat you a certain way because they have this general idea that these kinds of guys are hard and they're more of men. So when you can't match up with something like that, you're gonna run into problems. Otherwise, hey, you know what? Good luck. You know, but you know, basically, like I said in the beginning, I would say not to. I recommend against it.
So let me tell you, I'm walking away from the table. She tells me some shit like her ex boyfriend went to jail or to prison. Something is wrong with her mentally, just like Mela said. What, where is your judgment at that you did this to begin with, right? I've been out with women and they've been like, oh, you know, I want this. I tell the story. I went on a date with a girl and we had a great night, great conversation. And she said, I want a dude who's a thug. And I was
Yeah,
like, my nigga, what? And she was like, yeah,
yeah,
you know, you had to grind from something to make something and be something about yourself on the streets. And I was like, oh, okay, well, good luck being a single mother. And walked away from the table at that point. I've had those dates and those conversations. So she's currently a single mother. Uh, this is
hmm
what she wanted. And
hmm
she also makes the niggas ain't shit post. So
hmm
I don't have any sympathy for you, but ultimately, that's what these girls wanted. That's
yeah.
when you walk away from the table.
I first started hearing that in 2001. Thugs are the only one that know how to do me right. and
Mm-mm.
and you know, when you see them years later, it's usually the same thing. Two or three
I
kids that
blame
look like a two or three
I
kids that look
blame
like a setup. Hey, can I finish, please? Come on.
I thought I was on mute. My bad.
Uh, go ahead, Kev.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, you know, 5, 6 years later, she looking like she got three kids, looking like each one of the homies. you know,
Yeah, yeah. You've been passed around by the homies. You a homie smasher.
yeah. But they seem to think that having a man like that guarantees them some form of protection. You know, because you know he's likely to carry a gun or he'll fight at the drop of a hat, and somehow
He
that
doesn't
makes
have anything to lose.
yes
So that
somehow
type of man is a
that's gonna
valuable to
make
her.
that that guarantees her for some protection, and you know just because she's had one encounter of good sex with him, that means that she can't get good sex from a guy who doesn't have all that crazy toxic shit going on in his life. And yeah, it's like that. It's like that. It's to their detriment, and the one thing that they're not going to do is take the blame. They will go get in these social media posts, just like Donnie said, and make post after post after post, shitting on black men. Black men ain't shit. Men ain't shit. Blah blah blah.
No, that's typically what it is. That's what I've always seen from these girls. These girls, they go out, they look for the bad element, then they cry about the bad element that they come to be in a relationship with. And at that point, what do you want me to do? You chose the
And
fuck up.
yeah, and they raise the bad element too. That's the irony.
Yeah, that's what kills me in these situations. So to me, anytime I've heard this story over and over, I tell people you should have left the table. If a girl tells you that, you should leave the table because honestly, she's not worth the headache.
And one thing that I find with those women who make those social media posts like that, it always comes to the surface some kind of way that they lives suck in real life. It always does, and it never fails. That what they do, they come to those places and project because they saw it going one way and then it go a complete other way because there's this thing called reality. When you do,
So so my thing is you run across this on a date. How do you handle this? Do you directly leave? Do you immediately? Because I'm telling you, I got to the point in my life before I met the woman. I have a kid with and a whole life with and shit. Um, where I was getting up from the table, I was walking away. Like I'm cool. What do you do in these situations?
what you do in the situation? I'll say it. So basically saying that you just get up and leave the table if that were the case.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at. I'm leaving the table. I'm dipping up out of here.
God, that's savage. I'll say that much. Hey, like I said, what I'll do is my like I said, you leave the table. I believe more the exit strategy. Get out as fast as you can without
Yeah,
just actually
no.
straight up leaving the table. But
Here's why I leave the table. I leave the table because I want you to know that you wasted my time. I want you to know that you don't have the value that you think you do. And for the next dude who came around to this situation, you might have to go ahead and humble yourself. Like I always think of it as the trailblazer to the situation. Like, yeah, you done fucked up my day. I gotta go.
oh, okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this question. How many times did you get up and walk away from the table and she ends up coming back and you end up splacking anyway?
Um, hmm.
So that's actually happened. You've actually walked away from a table and sometime later you end up fucking anyway.
So, like physically walking away from the table, I've done it a total of 7 times. I can't think of one time where I ended up smashing. However,
Oh,
there's been multiple occasions where we didn't per se even get to the table, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm cool on you." And I told her, "This, you're not what I'm looking for because of X, Y, Z," and she's thrown it at me. But I think because of the physical act of me walking away from the table, that was a bit of an embarrassment that she couldn't take, so she felt some type of way.
yeah. She will always be reminded that her entitlements didn't mean jack shit that one time.
I mean, listen, I'm just a trailblazer in that way. Mela, maybe you could tell us
I make
from
it better
from
for the next man. Look, I'm doing
that's how I
you
look
know
at it.
this being a service.
Mela, can you tell us from the female feminine perspective what that looks like if a man leaves the table from you? Do you take that with a grain of salt? Like if a man had the audacity to get up and walk away from a table where you were at, you would I mean I wouldn't take it lightly,
Not
so I don't understand why a woman would take it lightly.
not making it about myself, I would paint the picture most familiar to black people of the scene in Boomerang where Grace Jones just snapped at Eddie Murphy.
Grr, Marcus.
No, when Grace Jones was just like, "No,
Oh, this
so
is the
what we
panties.
gonna do?" Yeah, she was at the restaurant and Jacqueline went to the restroom and Marcus, that's the character's name. He was just saying, yeah, so this advertisement is going to be fabulous, and she was like, no, no, no. When are we going to do the F word? And he said, what? She said, Jacqueline says you're really good with your hips. Yeah. And he was like, no, no, lady, I don't get down like that. And then next thing you know, she got so insulted from the rejection that she made a spectacle of herself in that entire classy restaurant. And that's to me, that's semblance of how a woman that quote unquote feels entitled to you responds to rejection. Like she just loses her mind, that. So when you mentioned that, because not, knowing it hadn't happened to me, it was like, what could I best relate to? And that's what came to mind, that scene in Boomerang with Eddie Murphy and Grace Jones in the restaurant when he rejected her sexual advances.
Yeah, well, the scene in Boomerang, I think that was a business dinner, wasn't it? I mean, I understand the logic, of course, but just wanted to put that out there. And yeah, has it ever become a scene, Nutty, when you walked away? Because I was always able, sometimes with me,
something happened with your mic, Kev.
Say what?
Get your mic together.
Your mic. Something happened with your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now. Speak on it, brother, man.
Okay. No, what I was saying was, in some instances, I wouldn't even make it to the table. So, it would be like, okay, I gotta go. So, let me see. But like I said, I understand the logic behind what Miller was saying. What I was saying, I think that scene in Boomerang was a business dinner. It wasn't a date of any kind. But I do understand, the logic behind what Miller said. So, Donnie, has you getting up and walking away, has that ever caused her to just cause a scene?
No. So, yes and no. So, I've had one chick try to cause a scene with me, and this was probably the third time I did it. And I was like, just relax, chill, hold on 1 second. So I ended up going to the bathroom. I paid for, I think I ordered a drink and a little bit of food, and I paid for my end of the shit. And I think I gave him about $30. My shit was probably $20. Which didn't cover the whole bill, but it was her tip. And then I smooth walked the fuck out. And she caught me walking out, and she tried to act the ass in the parking lot. But at that point, we was in the parking lot, so it wasn't nothing to talk about. It was me going to my car. All right, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and just nicely get in this car and drive off.
Yeah, what you gonna do about it? Nothing? Oh, okay, well, good luck to you.
Yeah. Have a great life. It'll go better the next time. I don't care, but
but yeah, that's basically what it's been. But I have had women try to get feel some type of way, but it's after the fact, because I realized early on, you ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to explain yourself. You can just be like, oh, okay, well, good to know. All you got with you as a man, you don't have a purse. You don't have anything descriptive to her that would initiate in her mind that you're leaving. So you just walk right past her ass and stroll about the restaurant. Now, I've had many a girl text me after the fact and be like, where are you? Hey, where? I'm cool on you. Here's a night that I remember, and this is actually on the list, right? She plays on her phone. So ultimately, I met this girl. This was the time I was boxing still. So I had one of my kids, or maybe it was a teammate that was boxing that night, and they wanted me to corner him. So I was like, all right, I got to corner him, and the girl wanted a date for that night. So I said, okay, cool. You want to meet me? You can come to this situation where I'm cornering, and you can meet me there. So corner dude, she came. We talked for a little bit. That was our first interaction. I was like, all right, she's pretty cool. Second interaction was we went to go. I went out and I stopped at some crab place, and I was like, "What are you doing? Why don't you come meet me here in the next 30 minutes?" It took her 2 hours to get there.
Damn.
So by the time the 2 hours had hit, I had already left. I forgot. I had, like, didn't even think about it. I'm like, all right, listen, I'm out of here. Um, she called me. She was like, I'm here. I'm like, yeah, I left. I didn't think he was coming. I didn't think much of it. But there's a concert tonight with Little John at the park. Meet me at this park. So mind you, she's 10 minutes from my house, 25 minutes away from the place that we're supposed to meet at. Uh, she's supposed to meet me there. I'm going there anyway, but I invited her. So I get there in about 45, 50 minutes, which is late from the time that I'm supposed to meet her. She still isn't there. It takes her another 45 minutes to get there. So at this point, I'm over the date at this point. But she's coming. It's no difference to me. I get there and she wants to Instagram everything. She wants to take pictures of everything. I was over it. So we walking through the crowd to get to the front of the stage, and she keeps stopping to take pictures and do little goofy shit. I left.
Hmm.
Got my ass home. She was like, "Where did you park at? Where did you go? Where are you?" "Oh, I'm at home."
I know she didn't plan the evening around you acting like that.
Nah, but she felt some type of way. She was trying to send me messages and shit. That probably could have been a girl that I could have smashed, but I didn't put any effort into it. At some point during the night, she had a uh, her
She would
edges was
have.
getting.
She would have Instagram. She would have Instagrammed that too.
Yeah, no, it's at some point during the night she was telling me about how she had good hair or some shit. And I'm looking at her shit like, bitch, you clearly got a perm in your head, but all right, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Why is
I'm
she
gonna let her rock
Instagram everything?
because that's what these young women do. Granted, I was like
Wow.
28, she was 21, but it was an annoying. She was Instagram
Oh, 21.
everything.
Yeah. That's an emotional uh thing that 21-year-olds do. Yeah.
Instagram, and
They
that's just what.
that's what those young people do. I mean, they
Mm-mm.
sensationalism. The young people
Nah,
thrive off of sensationalism, and they
No,
compete for different
no,
levels of what?
I said no. I think she was just being inconsiderate. I mean, first of all,
But
she was already
she
2 hours.
doesn't. She's too young to know that was inconsiderate. She didn't.
I mean,
She didn't
21
know.
years young is a young. 21 years young is enough to have some home training. Period. It ain't it.
She,
It's like we what we're doing is we're treating her like she's goddamn 13. Nah, she was 21. She chose to be she chose not to consider this man's time when she was 2 hours late for the restaurant, and then he decides to go somewhere he goes anyway, and then she decides to be late for that too. So there was
we
no consideration. It was like fuck him. It's all about me and my fucking Instagram. So
Yeah, it was all about her. It was all about her,
yeah, at
and
that
she
point, it's
got
too
what
much
she was
going on.
looking for. She got her by herself. Yeah.
Yeah, at
If
that point,
if
it's
all
just
she was
it is
thinking
what it
about was
is.
herself, she was left with herself, and so she got what she was looking for
She
I
was
mean,
with
left
some
with
selfies.
herself.
With some selfies.
It's not even so much about the Instagram. People can be on social media all she want, but their difference would have been if she had been on time for the restaurant. She wasn't playing in her phone so much. Gave Donnie her undivided because if Donnie asked for her undivided, then she'd have probably been looking at him kind of a little weird. This guy's kind of it's kind of pushy or whatever. So all she had to do was show up and act like she wanted to be out on a date. Like, do you know how tough it
for some of us to even get females out, let alone, to get them to agree, let alone, getting them to a nice dinner and everything. We as men have been conditioned to believe that we have to put every foot forward. And then when there's nothing at the end of that, shit, it's just do it expeditiously. Because too many of these brothers out here have been played. And with this broadcast, None is trying to say some brothers.
Yeah, what she actually did was give him the impression he could be anybody, which is inconsiderate. I agree with you.
It was almost as if that she felt like that he should have considered himself lucky that she would come around in the first place. And that right there is like insulting,
It is.
I'll be like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I wouldn't have.
Oh, God.
It's like that. It's like that. I'm sorry. It's like that. If
we getting ready to use the fuck you bitch language now. Okay.
No. It's no. I mean, some people deserve it. Some people deserve it. Some men are bitches too. It's disrespectful. It is. I do admit it. But she put herself in that position. You're like how many people you like for real? You gonna fool with a person and say meet me here, and then they take 2 hours? They're 2 hours late. Seriously, for you to take that person seriously, that's desperate at that point. I don't care how pretty she is. Like that. No, I can't. No, I can't rock with you being 2 hours late. Sorry. I can't do it. And then want to turn around and act like a poop didn't stink. She left, huh? But then she turned around and act like a poop didn't stink. So what? Done it. But anyway, even then, if I were saying like FUB, that's my mind frame. I might not necessarily use it against her, so to speak, but she earned it at that point. It's like she doesn't have any significance. So anyway, I'm sure Donnie's trying to chime back in. He's checking a few things. Okay, so he dropped off. But anyway, just it's like it's like this. It's like this. I mean, you can't expect every guy to come down.
Can you hear me?
Oh, go ahead, Donnie.
Oh
Donnie.
Man, I was having some struggles over here. So listen,
that's it. But what you were describing in that situation was, I'm sorry. It was first date, right?
So yeah, she was supposed to come out and kick it, and it was a whole situation.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, do you think she earned the B word title for being late for 2 hours? After you had already, how would a woman have treated you if you were late for 2 hours? She probably wouldn't even have waited that long.
Oh man, I'm having issues with my phone. God damn it! All right. So basically, she was supposed to come out and kick it, and what she ended up doing. The reason she was late is because her slick ass tried to go get some underwear, cute, and pack a bag. But my thing is the fact that you didn't do this in advance. This showed me that you was a fuck up. And then when we got there, you thought, I need to Instagram this moment and put all these hashtags on this moment. You look like a loser to me. So it was no point to invest my time in a motherfucker who didn't invest their time in me, because during the date, you was hashtagging and doing all this extra shit to show that you was out with me. So you cared more about being out with me on the gram than being out with me in reality. And that's what killed me.
I mean, from that point on, it was a waste of time. I mean, that is just shoot, I mean, you know, let her be with the gram.
Sometimes you just gotta let a hoe go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's too many other women out there to be paying attention to the ones that's just gonna sit there and waste your time. But you were quite the connoisseur in you know seeing those situations before it happened. But like you would say, is like these are the kind of conversations to you know, so men won't have you know listen to us talk about it. So men will have to go through it so they can see it coming. If she's not showing you the basic of consideration, let her go. Yo, hey, just bear with us for a moment. You know, just bear with us. Donnie got some things that he working out, but you know, this is a good conversation. The subject matter, the topic is 10 reasons to leave the table. You know, basically, what would make you on a first date actually get what could she do to actually make you get up and leave the table? And the one that we were discussing is that she was playing on her phone. You know,
All right, can
it's
you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I just got a new gaming PC that I built from scratch, and I'm still learning kind of the intricacies. So I'm far away from my mic, and I have my Xbox controller plugged in, and I'm plugged into the Xbox controller as opposed to being plugged into the PC. So that's creating a host of issues. But I've also moved across country, so I don't even have the majority of my stuff. I just have a lot of shit that we bought in place of our furniture. We got another 3 or 4 days until this shit comes. But yeah, that's the struggle of life. But yeah, no, fuck her, and fuck her attitude about it. Like she was basically coming over to give me some pussy, and she was late trying to insert that she looked cute while she gave me some pussy. But my thing was, you were so concerned about being cute and trying to be over the top that you fucked up the date and you fucked up the bag. So why is it that I would give you the time of day, even though I knew that you was coming to fuck me, because I had peeped the bag, right? I had peeped the big ass bag that she had for no reason with clothes and all kind of shit, the toothbrush. Because when we walked into the venue, they do a little check, and I was like, "This bitch got a toothbrush in her bag? Oh, she with the shits, right?" I peeped all that. The fact that we got there and he was Instagramming the whole night trying to be cute, that's what killed me. But she was young and dumb, so I get it. But you was on your phone and more concerned with your followers and your likes than me.
Mm. So you're supposed to be the man of the hour.
Right, because I wouldn't have done that shit. Because had I done that shit to her, it'd have been a problem, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like especially being in your phone, because I don't know, like females, like to me, they have some insecurities. So if you were to sit there on your phone all night, you're wondering whether you'd be trying to communicate with a female or females. I mean, it'll always be in the back of her brain. Yeah. So I mean, like, so with that being said, why wouldn't you be thinking the same thing when she's doing it? It's like you're supposed to just, bypass it when she does it. And she sat there and she did it the whole night.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. So that's my point. The situation. It's like, all right, like this is where we are. This is what the game is, and this is how you came across. So you played the game and you lost. And she was mad as shit about the shit later. Um, and I basically told her what it was, but you have to eat that.
Yep, absolutely.
Uh,
And go ahead.
so here's one that I learned off of dealing with a chick that you know. She has kids that do not live with her.
Yeah, yeah. She has kids that do not live with her, and that could mean many things. One thing might mean is that she is on some ratchet behavior shit that is to a new level. In Western culture,
I know one thing: if the kid's not living with her, that means either she didn't want her kids or she is one really messed up kid. And either way, she doesn't have her priorities straight. And how is she going to give you what you need when she can't even do that thing? When she can't even do it for kids that she created. It is unheard of. I mean, for real, it's and the mindset. I'm talking about the mindset as well. It is unheard of in Western culture for a woman to not have her kids. So there has to be a huge red flag right there. Hmm. But with that being said, yeah, is there are guys out there that already won't date single mothers, but a single mother that doesn't have her children, yeah, there's some issues there.
So, you probably remember. Can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. We can hear you. Go ahead.
We having problems. Hold on.
Yeah, just like I said, just bear with Donnie. And for those watching and for those who get the replay, we really
Hold on.
appreciate you. And you ain't shit for watching. So right now we're discussing. So right now we're discussing the 10 reasons to leave the table, and the reason we're discussing is right now is that she has kids, but they don't live with her.
So basically, what ended up happening, I was dating a girl who she claimed she was in the military. So while she claimed she was in the military, she didn't have her kid. Kid was at the grandma. We found out later on that she just didn't want to be. Well, I found out later on that she just didn't want to be around her damn kid, which said a lot to me. She had to go.
Yeah.
For her mother.
Yeah. It's like it's not a good look because you got all these pictures all over the internet with ratchet hood booger single moms at the club every Friday, and they always dropping the kids off with grandma. But like if she doesn't want to be around her own child, like no maternal instinct, she's not much of a person. She's not much of a person.
No, so let's get real deep into that. I was trying to smoke one, and I was gonna sit down and have a real conversation about this, but a lot of these points on the list, I've gone through trials and tribulations because sex is in today's time is easy to get. These women are easy to get. It don't take much. So I've been around the block per se, right? I've seen a lot of dysfunction that these women put out, and when they be like, "Oh well, no." I've seen it in various forms, various ways, different various classes, right? So you have a lot of women out here who will either get pregnant for a nigga or get pregnant by a nigga that's not shit. Now, instead of them saying, you know what, I should not have this baby, what do they do, Kev?
So instead of them saying I shouldn't have this baby, well, they go ahead and have a baby anyway.
Right. So they have the baby anyway as a way to try to use it as some kind of currency over the nigga, as a way to try and hit the nigga over the head. And they have a short time frame of, oh, this baby's so cute.
He's so cute. Then what happens?
then it's so cute. Then what happens?
So what ends up happening is, oh shit, kid, hold on. So what ends up happening is they have the baby by the nigga, and oh, I'm having all kind of issues tonight.
We'll get
Hold
going.
Now better. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, they want to say happy birthday by the nigga, and they end up fucking the kids like that. Just to prove the point. How many times have you seen it to where, well, a black woman in particular has a kid by?
Oh, it was just getting good. Donnie. Yeah, we'll wait for Donnie to return. Just right now, you go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, knows that nigga's no good to be a father, and then they put themselves in a position to try and make this nigga be a father, knowing that he doesn't want to be a father, and then it fucks up, and then something happens to the kid. Their conversation at that point isn't "I made a bad decision." Their conversation isn't "I made some bad choices that led my child here." It's "Why ain't you talking to the daddy?" At this point, you basically have a kid that's fucked up with no leadership, no direction, and a mama who had a kid by a nigga who didn't want to be a father. The kid fucks up, and instead of it being, oh well, you know what, I shouldn't have done what I did, I shouldn't have put myself in this position, it's the father's fault. Well, that nigga told you from Jump Street he didn't want to be a father. So why in the fuck is it that you want to put this conversation off of you and put it on to the man who told you he didn't want to be there in the first place?
Well, isn't that typical of a female that lacks accountability? I mean, it's just that's where we conditioned to be. We're conditioned to spare the woman and blame the man. Period. And
Why?
they use that to their fullest advantage. They do it because they only care about their image. They don't care about their mistake. When you bring a whole child into the world and you don't raise that child, that's ridiculous.
So we consistently have to go through a situation where the kid is fucked up for your vanity, for your ego. And
Yep, it
you
is.
gotta understand, I'm not even one of those motherfuckers who just bash black women like that. Like, nigga, what's up?
Well, I mean, like it's just if it's toxic behavior is dysfunctional and it is having a negative effect on the children, then it's not bashing. If it's fact, it's not bashing, then they need to get over it. Period. Is that I know parents who try despite their situations, and nobody should get a pass on that, especially when a child's livelihood is at stake.
I'm gonna give you a prime example, and this is a dude, right?
Yeah.
And because I don't want it to be said, oh, he just bashing on black women. This is a dude we're gonna talk about. This is a dude in that position. This is a black dude who had a baby. It was a girl, right? Precious little girl, beautiful little black child. And this nigga thought more of his car than his fucking daughter's safety.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, Mr. Sidney. I know you're talking about the incident in Las Vegas, uh, where the story sounded really funny to me altogether, because it was like he was making it out like he had he accidentally locked the baby in the car while the car was running, and it doesn't seem like that was the case at all, because in between the time he played down the cops and the time that the cops decided to bust out the window, the baby is already dead because he kept trying to stop everybody from breaking into the car. It
So,
might have,
so
but
you
I'm
know
thinking
more about the story. Do you think that he was trying to break the window on the car based on, or he wasn't trying to have the car window broken because he knew the baby was already dead and he just didn't want to accept the reality, or he was really just trying to save himself $150?
no, he was scared that he was going to be discovered that it was too late anyway. I think what he did was he cut the car off. He went inside to holler at his girlfriend, and they probably got into it. And it was about it probably was a lot more time. The timelines are screwed up because the reports have it anywhere from a few minutes, like from 30 minutes to a couple of hours. I think the baby was already dead. I think the baby was already dead when he flagged down the cops. He was like, well, I just need somebody to, can you get a locksmith? They offered to break the glass, get a locksmith or get a tow truck to his place. So, whenever he needed to do something, he could do it there. But, there was a baby. There was a baby in that car. And, when the cops finally looked in and got concerned, they busted the window out anyway. This dude
So
was trying to
imagine.
do everything he could to not get them to bust into that car. His brother showed up. He wrapped some clothing around his fist and was gonna punch the window out. His brother, the dude, stopped him. Then his baby, well, not his baby mom. Then his girlfriend called a locksmith, and he didn't like that because he didn't like the price quote.
So basically, he put the value of his car over his child. Now, how often do we
No,
have this shit?
I think it was that. I think it was that, and I think he was trying to buy some time to keep from
So
being discovered.
either way, he felt like going to go see a bitch. So this is where I'm at in my life, right? I
Yeah,
have a child. My child is 15 months. I don't
yeah.
go into a store if I feel like it's too many people in that store. In the time of COVID, it's too many people in that store. Oh shit! I don't want to go in that motherfucker because I don't want to leave him in the car. Like I'll run in and go pay for some gas in 3 or 4 minutes, but I keep the AC on. My car don't lock because it's the push button start shit. So my car don't lock. If somebody's in the car, if the key's in the car, it doesn't lock. If I'm out the car, it opens up when I'm in the car. So either way, I put the windows down. I put the AC on blast. Hell, I don't even leave my dog in the motherfucking car because I know motherfuckers will do that shit. You're telling me that this grown ass man left his child in the car to go argue with a bitch?
It looks
He
like
don't place no value on his car, on his kid. So understand, most women have their kids. Most of these women do not want their kids. It's cute when it's a baby. It's cute as hell when it's a baby. In the 8, 9 months, we can't crawl around and do shit. When that motherfucker start walking, it's game over. Life is over. You 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 had a kid. Life is over with. That motherfucker start walking. What's this? What's that? Pulling his. Oh hell no! It's game over.
I have a child. She's 5. She's about to be 6. And no, I would never do something as boneheaded as leave her in a hot car. The thought never ever crossed my mind. I always considered my child. Every time I cut off the car and get out of it, I start around to the other side of the car to get her out of her car seat and get her out. It's always been like that. It is honestly, there's no excuses for this guy. I hope he's punished to the fullest extent of the law. Rotten hell. That there's not that much messing up in the world. No, I'm sorry. It's
So
not.
you have many a story where these women are pick up these niggas. They have a baby by them, and they basically fuck these kids off. I've seen many a story where these women leave these kids in the car. It's a hot car. It's 102 degrees. She was acting bad. So we left in the car. Fucking kind of parent are you? Or I saw a video where they left this baby out in the cold. It was freezing. It was snow on the ground. Baby daddy was supposed to pick the kid up in 30 minutes. She left the baby out the whole 30 minutes, and the baby got frostbite. So if you are a woman who doesn't have your kids in this day and age, it tells me all I need to know about you. Oh, okay. So you sitting down on the table. Hey, so you have kids? I don't have any kids. Do you have kids? Yeah, I got one. Oh, okay. How old is 3? Oh, okay. So your kid's with the grandma right now, babysitter, dad? What's going on? Oh yeah, she live with her dad. At that point, I'm walking away from the table.
As you should. Like I said, something's wrong with her. Something is
And I,
seriously wrong with her.
And I'm telling you, because I dated a girl and she told me she was in the military. So automatically I understood the military takes your kids. This is what they do. If you are a single parent and you don't have the father's not responsible, the military is going to take your kids and say, hey, listen, we own you. We own you. Your kid is subsequent to that situation. So you need to sign them over to a grandmother or somebody else. So I understood when she told me, I don't have my kid. I said, well, how long you been off? The story changed from 6 months to, well, I've been off for 2 years. Hold on. Wait a minute now. You've been
Yeah,
off for
well,
2 years. So
well,
you told me 6 months. Now we're at 2 years. Where's your kid? Well, they with grandma, but I didn't want to just break them away. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You live in a whole other state from your kid. I had to get up and walk away.
mm, as you should, because you caught her in a lie, which is very important to this situation. Which means that if you catch her in a lie and you let her get away with it, she gonna lie to you about damn everything.
It's not even a kid because if I fuck around and get her pregnant, something happened to me, my kid is subject to the same situation that her kid is subject to. Why do I want
Yeah,
to put myself in
absolutely,
that position?
absolutely. Might as well not even waste time with somebody like that. Go ahead and cut your losses.
Right. So at that point, let's cut the ties. Hey, listen, it was great. It was fun fucking you. You did what you were supposed to do, but you got to go.
Yep.
Have you ever dealt with a chick who didn't have her kids?
I dealt with them. Um, the couple times I did deal with a chick with no kids, she only had one purpose, and that was it. It was never anything serious. It was just bam, wham, bam, thank you, bam. Didn't take it serious. And yes, I did strap up, but at the same time, it was like those were women who weren't too far gone, and I had no intention of building anything with, and I played it safe. Now, when I do see like the regular chick that does not have her kids, she's jacked up. She's jacked up as fuck. But it's like as far as on a serious level, nah, not at all.
I think a lot of these kids are born via vanity. These women have these kids to either prove a point or to say, you're going to be with me because I got your kid. And the shit doesn't work out. And when that kid gets to the age where they can walk and talk, the kid's a walking story. There's been many occasions where I done smashed a chick and her kid is in the room. Like I done walked in. I remember dealing with this chick and walked into her house. Kid watching Go Dog Go or Paw Patrol. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol. And who's this? Oh, this is your uncle, your uncle Don. Say hi. We just going to bed. We're gonna do some taxes, son. And she closed the door, and I'm like, "Bitch, you foul the motherfucker. What you mean? How do you explain that?"
When they goo goo gaga, they pooping in that diaper, they the cutest thing in the world. Basically, you had that kid just raise a kid. Donnie switching out again. Just with Donnie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Some of these chicks are domestic terrorists. So I look at this as an excuse to get up from the fucking table. This is me. Oh yeah. I'm going to the I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. You have a good night. And if I was to say that to a lot of these chicks would have a whole fucking fit. Well, what you mean? So at the point I'm at, I'm like, you know what? I'll be right back. I ain't coming back, but
No, I mean, no need to put yourself through any unnecessary trouble. But Yeah, I think you were Morgan Nunny.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, I'm not having these arguments with these chicks. I get up and just walk away from the table. It's too easy for me to walk away from the table than to explain to them why I'm wrong. If you get fired from a job, they'll tell you some bullshit reason, but they don't tell you 100% of the reason, right?
No, they don't. They don't. They don't have to. They have to. Like with a lot of these states, they have to give you a reason, but they are not the reason that you necessarily want or are looking for.
Right. So at this point, I'm at is all right, little bitch. Bye, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'll holler at you later. And then
Yeah,
I get
you
up and
treat.
walk away.
Yeah. You treat your dating standard like it's employment at will with all of them.
But that's how I treat it. Like, if you want to be with me, I'm the CEO of my company. You got to help me make my company great.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
So,
and you can't doing that, and you can't do that using your kids as a crutch because it says a lot about you.
so another conversation or another subject is dealing with a bad luck bitch, right? Um, I dated a girl, Mia, was her name. Mia was a bad luck bitch. She had a whole lot of shit that befell her, and she didn't think she was at fault for any of it. But if you really look at if you just backtrace the story and whatever happened, it was 120% her fault. Why was it her fault? Because she was making bad decisions, doing stupid shit. So ultimately, uh, Mia got kicked out of a house dealing with a nigga she was dealing with. Mia had become friends, so I let Mia stay with me. Mia had the duty of cleaning my house up, cooking all my foods, or my meals, should I say, and that's all she had to do. Cook my meals. Yeah, it was she cook my meals and clean the house, do the laundry, all that shit. Didn't expect much of Mia. Mia was out dating. Mia went on 50 some odd dates in 30 days.
What, man? That mean that she had to do some two in one days. It's like, man,
That's what I asked. Because I was like, I'm not giving you no money. I said, you ain't got no place to stay, so you can get some money elsewhere. This nigga was eating breakfast and dinner on dates.
oh, she was a foodie.
She was a foodie. So at the end of the time frame I had, I was like, because she was real cool. She was real cool with me. We was real friends. She played video games. And, like, she was real cool. I just couldn't see myself being with her. So we just became legitimate ass friends. I gave her a time frame to move the fuck out. And when it was time to move out, this nigga didn't have nowhere to go. I said, well, what happened? She goes, well, I was doing these dates and people was telling me and promising me things, and I just did. Oh, well, that's your fuck up. They was promising you shit, and you didn't chase up after it, and you didn't get on it like you was supposed to. So at the end of the 60 days that I had given her, the nigga was stuck. She had a job, she did, but she didn't have no place to live. She couldn't really afford where we was living in Philly, because Philly rent is expensive. So she sent out a bunch of messages. She went to go live with a dude. She went on a date with it. She no pussy. She was with the dude for a week, and that week she told him she was on her period. After the week was up, he was like, "You gotta go."
Mm.
You gotta go. Bad luck situations. So I tell dudes, if you with that, you get up from the table. Now I got her from the table where she was real fucking cool. But it just couldn't have been. You know what? I take it back. That was a chick I smashed, but she was just cool as fuck.
Yeah.
She was just cool as fuck. But it was just one of them situations where, nigga, you gotta go, homie. You got to go. Uh, but she was in a fucked up position. So we'll move to the last and final straw, right? Uh, she can't cook. Now you're a chef. I call you off show and be like, hey, yo, you got a recipe for this? How you make this steak? What's your trick on this? Because you know how to cook. What does it mean for you as a chef? Because you can cook. You don't need a broad to cook for you or do nothing else, right? What does it mean for
No,
you as a chef to have a woman that can cook?
that can cook. See, here's me. Here's how I view this. I'm a corporate chef. I mean, I know how to follow a recipe and I know how to make it taste good. But a woman who can cook, she. I mean, she may have recipes, but a lot of it, she knows how to do off the top of her head. It's a personal touch, and it's like although I can cook many things, that's the cuisine that I never get tired of, and having a mother that cooked for her family and cooked some delicious meals, that's just the way I was raised. It means a lot to me to have a woman that can cook, and my wife can cook. Shoot, she keeps her husband fed. And I mean, like, they have that saying, a way to a man's heart is to his stomach. You can't go wrong with that. But, if a woman can't cook, that means that there's many other things that she has not been, trained to do as a woman. This is more than likely a female who has certain entitlements. I mean, it'll be different if she was trying to learn and was failing, but she was putting up an effort anyway, which would be super cute. But is like just to not can't even boil water. That's unacceptable. Sorry.
Nah, but there's a lot of chicks out here who think it's cute that they can't cook. Prime example would be Cardi B, this WAP song, right? I don't cook, I don't clean, right? But she still got the wedding ring.
Yeah, she lost
Nigga,
that wedding ring too.
yeah, oh, well, I just left him. You think niggas is out here lining up to marry you? No, they're not.
No, no, because it's like how do I put it? How do I put it? I think there's some men out there that are still looking for women. Let me put it like that. Not, like I said, these thoughts, they serve one purpose. I mean, we want to be able to want to stay with you. I mean, is because it's like this. I was, I had a friend. I was like, God damn, that woman got a big ass, like that. I was like, well, show me this woman, and I'll show you the dude that's tired of fucking. What he meant by that, what he meant by that is, it'll get old. How will she? How will you and her be able to maintain for the long term?
Right, because sex only goes so far. Like realistically, if you look at it from the perspective of a man in America where women are throwing sex everywhere, you can get sex every single place you go out, right? You want to go to the bar,
Yeah,
you can get sex there. If you want to go to the library, it's going to be a freak in the library. So it's not a hard situation for a black man in America to get some pussy. It's a hard thing for a black man in America to find a wife.
yeah.
Therefore, what is your wet ass pussy doing really?
Because I mean, you can because you can find a woman with some kind of wet ass pussy that will keep your belly full every night. That right there will make a man do anything. And I don't understand why a lot of these women don't have this figured out. The more ladylike you are, and the more you keep your husband taken care of at home, the more he'll go outside and do. The more he will feel the need to.
I,
This woman looking out for me. But when you have this entitled attitude, like, oh, well, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring, and you'll just only end up embarrassing yourself. And
I got a homeboy who married a chick. She was bad. She was a 9. She was a strong 9, right?
yeah,
And ultimately, he ended up cheating on her with a chick who was ugly. She was like a 6.5. And I'd have thought that once he got caught cheating, that would have been the end of that, right? He ended up leaving her for the chick that was a 6. Why did he leave her for the chick that was a 6? Because the chick that was a 6 did everything that she was supposed to do in terms as a wife or a good girlfriend that would lead into a wife. She cooked, she cleaned, she had the nigga laundry pressed. The nigga got out the shower and she had the towel for him. Like, not like nigga, like, it's 2020, nigga. Realistically, you a single man, you can open up the shower curtain or the shower door and grab your towel off the rack. She was there handing him a towel on time,
wow.
right?
Well, I
They
mean,
had,
it
yeah,
just goes to show you, it's like at the end of the day, looks really don't matter. Looks run out. I mean, she could be looks do count for some. There has to be a physical attraction there, but in time, people lose their looks. What
right.
you
You
know,
were trained to be a wife.
it's like although she might not have looked as good as the woman he was with, she excelled in so many other categories. And it's like if he took her, if he left her for her, that says a lot about the one that got left. You know,
Right.
saying that
And it's
she a strong 9, she fine, she probably had a nice little booty on her and everything. But at the end of the day, she just wasn't worth
so ultimately what ended up happening was they're in your county, right? Whatever that DeKalb, is that what it is? DeKalb County?
it. Oh yeah, the cab, yeah.
Yeah, so they he bought a house and because she was able to show that he was cheating, she got the house. So she kept the house and she ended up catching a nigga who works for shit. I want to say Pepsi, maybe it was Coca-Cola. Neither here nor there. He works for Pepsi or Coca-Cola. He makes $15 an hour. My homeboy makes $48 an hour. You see the downgrade here, right?
Yeah.
She had twins by this nigga. This nigga, due to COVID, lost his job. So did he. They both looking crazy. They got twins. Twins is probably 3 or 4 months old now. She's in a fucked up position because she couldn't play her role as a wife.
Yeah.
But if you listen to her, niggas ain't shit.
Man, disappointing.
So ultimately, what we've done is we've run down the list of the top 10 reasons on why you should get away from the table. You should get up and walk away from that date because if you're looking for a serious relationship, if you're looking for a woman that you can build a family with and a life with, these are red flags. These are flags that I would say personally you can't ignore, right? I don't care if you are a rich person who has so much money you can hire a private chef to come in on a nightly basis. If that woman can't boil water, that's problematic. I don't care if you're a social media superstar and you are building a life that's based on social media and posting things and doing shit with your phone. You go on a date with a woman and she can't help but to be on her phone that night. She's not paying attention to you. You need somebody that's going to be what the old folks call what a backbone. Uh, Somebody just to lean on in times get hard. This woman is nothing there mentally or physically that you, well, probably physically, but mentally that you need. So these are things that you need to be aware of. Shit name was like she got a kid and kid's not in her care. That's a big ass red flag. These are a lot of things that I say get the fuck away from her ass. What do you say, Kev? Being a married man, you've been married for quite some time. You have a family. Are any of these things something that you can see in your wife? Would
But
you
any
have
of
dated
these,
to marriage
you
to
talking
the
about
point of
any of these things that we talked about on that list? I mean, if she had any of those things, we wouldn't be married. No, she did not have another child before we had our child. So she impossible for her to have any kid living somewhere else. You know, as far as correction, there had to be some respect built there before we talked about correcting each other on anything. And even then, we show solidarity in front of people as to not, try to shine each other like that. Uh, you know, uh, she's not a bad luck woman because
takes
because she
accountability?
doesn't do anything stupid that is to her detriment. Uh, what's another one? Uh,
Feminist.
a feminist. No, yeah, although she does have kind of that little shred of, I'm a woman, so she feels some kind of way when women are degraded and such. She's not full feminist. Nah, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I wouldn't be able to deal with the self-applied, victimizations, blanket statements, and irritable bitchiness and spasticness at any time. I wouldn't be able to deal with that at all. And like she can cook. I've said that a couple times, and I'll say it again. She can cook.
I be trying to figure out why would you deal with a woman who can't cook to begin with? Like what I like so for me in my household, right? I cook a lot of the time because I find it therapeutic, right? It's I can go in the kitchen, I can hear the sizzle. I find that shit therapeutic. I cook a lot of the time. However, if I'm sick, I'm not feeling good, or maybe I just don't feel like cooking for that day for whatever it is, or I'm not able to, I can come home and expect a meal. Like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Thanksgiving is not a holiday that my wife has ever celebrated. She's nigga. I came home on Thanksgiving Day from work and had a full meal, with the exception of the macaroni that I made. Cause my shit's fire, nigga. Listen, man, you can tell Emer Lagasse, anybody chef, my macaroni is better than theirs. But she had a whole fucking meal cooked, turkey, all that shit.
Mm.
So what exactly are we doing right now? Like, you can't cook? What the fuck are we supposed to do? Hey, it's potluck. Everybody's wife is bringing something. What are you doing? Well, we can go to the store.
So I say we gonna go to the store and get a box of donuts and just sit it on the table.
This nigga Roger said if she can't cook, she's a man. Said in the comments. I'm making the shit up. Y'all look at the comments. I'm in the other room. I ain't put it on the computer. But listen, if she can't cook, she's a man. But legitimately,
Bruh.
right? If I go out and I go hunt, I risk my life to bring home this meat, this food. Bitch, you can't at least in the 21st century Google a recipe for the meat I brought home?
Google. Say
I'll even
Google.
go to the store and pick the shit up. You telling me that you can't measure out a cup of this, a cup of that, 2 teaspoons of that, and put it in the pot? Oh no! Listen, I can't be with you, baby. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, even the most basic of cooks can follow a recipe. You know, all you have to do is follow the recipe like any set of instructions.
Something happened with your audio. Go ahead.
I said that anybody should be able to read a recipe at least. I mean, it's a set of instructions.
That's my thing. I've hit you up for a steak. I've been like, listen, we finna make this steak. What do you do with this steak to make this steak fire? Oh, well, you put it in the oven, you do this, that. Oh, nigga, hey, let's just go in and pop it. All that is was I called you and asked for directions on how to do something. Meaning, if I'm not capable of following those directions, something is mentally wrong with me.
Oh, so
There,
you actually tried this steak thing and it actually worked.
oh, that steak was fire, by the way.
Word.
Listen, unless it's on the grill, that's the only way I make steaks. And now, because of that, all I do is smother my steaks in butter on the grill.
Word.
But aside from that, it's a simple recipe. It's simple directions. If she can't follow simple directions, why do I need her as a wife?
Yeah, because if she doesn't, and like I said about the whole cooking thing, if she doesn't have that domestic training, there's a lot of things that she might be missing. So, and I mean, but I was lucky to have ended up with a woman that can cook. So, so not my problem.
Roger popped on the panel. Let me throw Roger on here. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, give some of that good word from our habitual line stepper brother.
What's shaking, y'all? What's shaking?
Word.
Man, long live the habitual land steppers. And man, if she can't cook, she's a man. Simple as that.
It's the only way I look at this shit.
Nah, bro, it's no excuse. There's no excuses for that. You know what? I actually went to a place today. It was some older folks' place. It was a chick in there. She thick as all outdoors, right? I'm thinking this must be a grown 25, 26-year-old woman. She, I mean, well, I ain't gonna say nothing about how she was dressed because she was technically at home. So I guess it don't really make no difference when you're dressed at home. But everything was skin tight and all that. She's super thick and all this type of stuff. I'm thinking she must be grown. But then I hear the voice and I'm like, voice don't even sound old enough. Oh, I was like, well, maybe she raised by her grandparents or whatever. Maybe she's a real sweet person, whatever. But I'm trying to get a range. Man, I found that this girl was a sophomore in high school. But the point is, but the point is, if she already cooking and cleaning at 15, you can't tell me how you 25 and can't cook. I ain't trying to hear all that. You a man. Simple as that. If she can't cook, she a man. That's just how I see it.
Well, ultimately,
I think this shit is cute.
I think this shit. This is what it is for them.
Well, I mean, ain't nothing cute about not being able to cook and you're a woman.
Well,
now if you ask me,
yeah, I think this shit's cute.
So you know what they're trying to do is they're trying to replace the oven mitt with the thumb.
I get what you're saying on that, but nah, bro. I mean, my thing is I can't do it, man. Like I said, I walked into a house today. This girl was cooking and cleaning. And I'm thinking this is what she do, like, cause she cooking whole meal. She 15. Nah, bro. If a 15-year-old can do this, you know what I'm saying? As a grown woman, I don't want to hear it. I just don't.
Okay. Hey, Donnie, why don't you go through the list with Roger, see what he thinks, like you did with me?
Yeah, take me through this list. Take me through the list.
We're all about lists these days.
1 list, 2 list, 3 list, 4.
Donnie, you there? Yeah, Donnie been having kind of little technical sound difficulties all night, so he about to pop back on.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, but like I'm sure as you know that the topic for tonight is the 10 reasons to get up from the table.
Yeah, and there are legitimate reasons to get up from the table. I just want to see what his the 10 he mentioned is. But yeah, there's definitely some legitimate reason to get up from the table. And for me, one of them is because I just popped in when y'all was talking about cooking. For me, one of them is definitely can't cook. If you can't cook, I don't really want this conversation.
Okay, here's a couple of. Okay, here's Donnie. Donnie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so why don't you go through the list with Roger? See what he thinks.
All right, hold on 1 second. So I came up with the list with the brothers, so we're gonna go through the list again. So number 1 is she's a feminist.
Definitely get up and walk away.
You said you get up and walk away, but
Definitely get up and walk away.
if she says something to you that sounds like a feminist or whatever, what is your conversation at that point?
If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's probably a duck. That's all I'm saying. So if you sitting at the table, man, come on, bro. This is like you talking about dating. So you talking about people that don't even know each other that well. If you coming off like
Right.
a feminist on the first date, come on, man. I ain't got time
I
for
gotta
this.
get away from you.
Not no feminist, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk to him. You go sit in the corner. I'm out.
Ain't nobody got time to sit up there and listen to all them fake calls.
Man, I'm not trying to hear none of that feminist crap. All that I want to be equal to you, but don't want your responsibility. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Exactly that. So number 2 is she doesn't look like the girl in the picture.
Oh, see, I'm already anti-internet dating as it is. So yeah, that's definitely get up and walk away. Man, you know what? I did that a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Where well, it wasn't the internet. It was like the phone. Remember, like way back in the day, that you did the phone thing, man.
Yeah, this is worse than internet dating. So you was probably scarred. You don't even want to fuck with internet dating off of that.
No, I ain't scarred. I just know what the game is. You know, for everyone that look good, you're gonna have about 10 that look like flying monkeys. You know what I'm saying? But no, let me say something better. I don't want to say nothing about black people and monkeys. But
Your channel has been taken down due to.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You gonna have something that look like some wildebeest and whatnot. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I done met some fine bad ones off there, but man, what you had to go through to get to the fine ones is a mess. You know. But yeah, I'm not even into that. So she don't look like her picture. Man, I remember one chick, she was so far off of what she told me she looked like, bro. I kid you not. This is the one time I just pulled off on her. I went to pick her up. Yeah, I went to pick her up. She was coming off the porch, coming to the car. I'm calling like, yeah, I'm out here. It's me. I'm in this car. Blah blah this. I see her coming down the stairs or whatever. Joe, I put that key in the ignition and took off.
He said, "Fuck that. She'll get the message."
Bro, you can't just flat out lie all the way. Not all the way. I can understand a little bit of an exaggeration, but come on, you just can't be out a flat liar from Jump Street.
Well, that's what they do, and they feel like they're justified in doing it because they looked at it at one point.
Yeah, I feel you. I was just as justified pulling off.
People say I look like Beyonce.
I look like Janet Jackson. Bitch, you look like Freddie Jackson.
Yeah. Well, you know what? See, my thing is you got to pay attention to how people say that type of stuff. Because you can have a chick that look like her mama, but her mama ugly. You know what I'm saying? Or you can have a chick that's fine and her daughter look like her, but her daughter like trash. You still see that family resemblance, but they don't look nowhere near like each other like that. So, yeah, I don't play with all that. I look like such and such. I don't care.
So, the next one on the list is she corrects you. So you've been on a date with a woman and everything is going cool. And something happens. Maybe you mispronounce a word or something happens or you say something or do something in a certain manner that's not befitting of the situation, right? And it's not a major thing, but she goes out of her way to correct you. Not even goes out of her way. She corrects
Now, if she go out of her way to correct me, that sounds like a person is gonna be trying to challenge you step by step. That's not somebody you really want a relationship with. Yeah, I'm cool on that. I don't need to be challenged at everything, and that sounds like a person who's about to challenge you at everything. Oh, he done dipped off again. Oh, now Kev is gone.
No. Oh shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still here.
feel like this. I don't want no woman who's going to compete with me. And if you're doing that, like, right, if you're going out of your way to correct me, that looks like a person who's going to try to compete with me through a relationship. I got no interest in that. So I'm good. And once I get to the point where I ain't got no interest, I will get up and walk away on it. Or, you know what I'm saying? I will, you know what I'm saying? I'll say, man, you know what? We can just end this right here. I drive you home, whatever the case is. But, you know, I mean, just don't piss me off.
No. Well, that's not leaving them at the table.
I mean, that's why I say if she went out of her way to do it, where it looks like she's a woman that's going to challenge me on a regular basis, if I get that thought in my head that this is a woman that's going to challenge me, I'm done.
So that's more or less where I'm at with it. You felt the same shit. This is one I felt like was an easy conversation. She's the hoe, right? So you get to the date, and this date, this isn't just like I'm going out and just randomly date. I'm looking for a woman who's a wife, right? I'm looking for a woman who I can build a relationship with, family, everything else with. She's a hoe. Like, motherfucker, you get there, and motherfuckers like, oh, you with her? Hey, shit, nigga, she do this, she do that. Nigga, hey. Nigga, oh yeah, you with Sharkeisha? Yeah, Sharkeisha got a mouth. Whew. The shit she do.
Hey, player, you're going to have a good time tonight.
You find that out mid-date and you looking for a wife. My response is get up and walk away from the table. By the time I was 26, I wasn't looking for a thought anymore, right? They was fun to have here and there, but if I was looking for a serious relationship, no, I'll say 28, because 28 I was.
Danny sounds like he having sound difficulties again.
Okay, well, to answer his question, though, I always say your whole past should never catch up to me. That's my thing. If you done been out there, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm not one of these other guys that simply believe that women have been like really good like that. Man, a lot of folks done been hoes. It just is what it is. So my thing is, just don't let your whole past catch up to me. But if I'm on a date with you and a nigga talking about, man, bro, you about to have a good time tonight, you know what I'm saying? Because he already done been with her. Nah, bro, I'm good. It's time for me to roll out. Time for me to roll out.
Yeah.
No, that's my angle on the subject. That's how I look at it. You there's nothing I can do for you. So number 5 on the list is one you actually came up with. She playing on her phone, and I gave an instance earlier where I met a chick. Long story short, I knew she was gonna give me the panties, but she was playing on her phone too much, and the chick was a turn off on me. So I left her alone. I kept it rolling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's because I don't want to talk to people that's on their phone. I just don't. And you know what? For me, of a woman being on her phone is a sign. Is her way of communicating to me not to engage her. That's how I understand that. So if I even just meet a woman, she on her phone. If she on the phone, I leave her alone. You're telling me you don't want nobody to be talking to you if you're on your phone. So if we on a date and you pull your phone out and you messing with it while we at the table, I'm gonna take that as you don't want to communicate with me. I'm done. This is just that simple. It's definitely time to get up and walk away. All right, folks. I guess he is having some technical difficulties because he seemed to be out again.
No, I'm here. I was feeding the dog and shit. But yeah, no,
I was gonna say it's all good because Roger here though. So
nah, yeah,
yeah.
fuck all that. Like, I'm not here for your Instagram snaps and everything else. Like, I get it. I'm the nigga that you want to be seen with. Cool, but you spent more time trying to please your followers than please me. It's a wrap for me.
Nah, I'm a no go on that phone. Being on the phone is telling me you do not want to communicate with me. Whoever you want to communicate with is on the other end of that phone. So I don't care if you're on social media, whatever the case is. Whoever you trying to talk to is on the other end of that phone. It's not me, so I might as well pick up and go. Yeah, I don't play with that phone stuff, bro. You know, like I say, if I see a woman in a public place and she on the phone, I'm not gonna talk to her because I think she's trying to communicate to the world. This is not the right time to holler at me.
And a lot of women do use that as a deterrent for guys to approach them. Like,
Yeah.
you know, get on their phone.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm cool on you. I'm cool on you. So the next one is I look at this as the Robin Givens arc. I learned this from Mike Tyson. She's got multiple marriages. Her mama has multiple marriages, should I say? I'm sorry.
Her mother had multiple marriages. Roger. And an example I gave, if a mother has multiple marriages, she's probably going to find herself in entanglements years and years later.
Oh wow.
That's where Mella was on the show earlier. Mella got off the show at that point. She was like, I'm good.
So it's getting too hot over here, huh?
Jada Pinkett Smith's mom was married 5 times.
No wonder why she lived with them.
Oh, she lived with them. I didn't know that. I didn't know she lived with them.
I believe. Well, at least I believe she does.
Yeah, she's fine as shit. It makes sense.
Well, I'll say this since we on there. I don't have any confirmation that she lives with them. It's just that she showed me at their crib a lot. I'll just say that. To not live there, she be at their crib a lot. You know. So I'm just gonna assume that Will is rich enough that he can move her in. It won't be a problem.
Yeah, nah. Based on her track record, so had I been a friend of Will Smith, and I watched him walk down the Jada Pinkett's path, it'd have been, she was fucking Pac, right? Nah, it was just friend. Nah, my nigga, I need to see the big picture. It would have never happened if that was my homie, but I guess he had Jazzy Jeff, and Jazzy Jeff let him the fuck down. So I don't know what to tell you.
Better Will than me. That's all I'm gonna say. I like
My
Will.
thing is if you have a mama that had multiple marriages, she's shown you throughout your childhood, men ain't shit, men ain't to be valued or respected. You can replace them. And then, you got 3 divorces. What is it, 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, women are the ones that initiate divorces. So
yeah,
there's a lot to that, right? So let's just say 2 out of 3 times mama divorced the husband. She went and filed the paperwork. She's showing you it's a whole issue. I went on a date with a girl, and she told me that her mama's ex-husband tried to play her and her mama against each other. That told me all I need to know about that date. And I was like, yeah, listen, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Can we get these places to go?
Yeah, that's what it was. I think it was 25-cent wing nights back when 25-cent wing nights was the thing. And I spent a whole $12, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Balling.
Nigga, I ain't have nothing. That's when I was fighting. Oh yeah, nigga, I ain't have a dime to my name. 25-cent win nights, nigga. Ooh, woo!
Right, that's balling. I don't care what you say.
Oh yeah, that's 4 wings for $1.
I'm saying, bro, and he had 12 of them.
Shit.
Please, that's balling.
Nigga, I was hot. Let me see here. So the next one is one that you put, and I combined the two, right? Is her boyfriend got killed or her boyfriend went to prison?
Oh yeah, I ain't messing with them. I'm good on that. I say it's got to be at least a 2 year, a 2 year being removed from just outright nigga situations. You know, if you out there, you mess with street niggas and all that type of stuff, you need to be at least 2 year removed from all that for me to even somewhat try to take you seriously. You know, so yeah, if your boyfriend just went to prison, okay, you a loser. I'm good. You know,
But you gave it a time frame. My thing is, I don't think time is that's a problem it's gonna fix. You
no,
might get
I
a
don't.
small percentage of women where that time may have fixed that issue, but for the large percentage of women, time that nothing's gonna fix it.
No, let me. Time not gonna fix it. What I do know is, if you go through something that you feel is traumatic, then you may change. So if a nigga get locked up and she felt it as a traumatic issue, like maybe she was involved in something and then that nigga got caught up and he took the case or whatever, and she kind of got away from it, that could be a traumatic experience for her. Or maybe when they ran up and got a nigga because they killed him, she could have took that as traumatic and then maybe she changed at that point. But if you don't go through a traumatic experience, I don't believe you're about to change.
So my thing
So,
is, even with the traumatic experience, right? You
but I
learn
still
that.
want 2 years.
Yeah, I do. I'm just looking at it like, nigga, like you was dating who? And he told you what? And then when the feds raided you, what happened? Nah, you knew better. You knew better. You knew this nigga didn't go to work. He was just sitting at the crib playing Madden all day. And he bought you a what? He bought you a Mercedes. And he was cool. Nah, you knew better.
But that's why I say it's still got to be 2 years removed because first of all, most chicks ain't gonna see that stuff as a traumatic experience because they losers too. So that's just a losers having a losers experience. That's all that really is. Now let's say the women who did go through the traumatic experience, maybe she was there when they ran up on her nigga and popped them off, or maybe she was there when they ran up on her kid and popped their kids off, or whatever the case is. Nigga had to go to, you know what I'm saying, because bills were due and my man couldn't pay them. So maybe you see something and you go through this traumatic experience. Okay, that's cool. You went through the traumatic experience. But see, now can you actually be single long enough to actually get that stuff out your system? Or are you just gonna jump on the first nigga that's gonna give you some attention, which 9 times out of 10 gonna be the very same type of nigga? Cause them niggas got time. So my thing is you gotta do something different. If you can't discipline yourself to move in a total different direction for at least 2 years, I ain't trying to be bothered with you. I already feel I'm being nice as it is to even let you talk to me. After all that,
I see him moving in the same direction. I don't see a change. I just see him going, well, can I find something? All right, well, I'm going to settle for this.
yeah, I ain't doing that selling stuff. And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But see, my thing is a woman has to be excited to be with you in the first place. If a woman's not excited to be with me, I ain't got no room for her. See what I'm saying? I could be driving a proverbial 15-seater van, but if she ain't excited to be around me, it's full. I ain't got no room.
Okay, so next on the list was this is really number 9 because we talked about the other one. Sorry, I got distracted. Hold on, it was she has kids that do not live with her, and you know I went through that shit. So
Nah, I get you. Now me, I do leave room for some benefit. Now the only way I would do that now is because talking to some of the fellas on my show, Black Uru especially, pushing that kids, if you have sons, they should live with the father, especially. Now I can agree with that. So if you actually don't live with your son, because because your son is living with the father, I can accept that. But other than that, nah, I don't want to hear it. But see, most women ain't that progressive, no way. Because I only know one woman that even comes to mind. She's a YouTuber too.
What, in that position?
Yeah, I believe she said she gave her son to her father, to his father, because of women need to do stuff different and raise children better and things like that. She actually gave her son to the father because of that. So she like the exception to the rule. But yeah, generally, if the woman ain't got her kids, she's no good. She's pretty much a trash person 9 times out of 10. And I'm not saying she ain't a trash person just because she got her kids, because there's a lot of women that won't give up their kids because they know they trash, but they don't want that reputation of being a trash person once they get their kids up. So they be trash the whole time, even though they got custody.
So my thing is the whole of America. That's not normal. That's not standard, right?
Nope.
And when you really dive deep into it, there's a lot of chicks out here who got their kid based on the nigga that they had a kid with not being shit. So my personal situation in dealing with a chick, she was in the military. And I said this earlier on the show. She told me she had only been out the military for 6 months. I had later come to find out it had been 2.5 years. That's the situation where I was like, oh yeah, no, you gotta go.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
So it's not a situation where the dad is one out on custody and it's an equal state and everything's fair, because that's just not the reality of what we live with. The reality of what we live with is he's a man. That's enough for me. You go ahead and take
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not gonna deal with all that. So yeah, that's, to me, that's good enough reason to get up and walk away. If she ain't got her kids, because sisters are just too much about their image and about keeping these kids. And I know they'll keep these kids even if the kids being with them will lead to their death. She'll do it anyway. So it's pretty
No,
much no go at that point for me.
we talked about it earlier. It was actually a dude, but the conversation still stands where motherfuckers have kids and they think it's cute, and they value the kids' life as opposed to whatever they're doing in life less than whatever they're doing. So it was a dude who his daughter died in a car from a heat stroke because he wanted to go inside the house and argue with a bitch. Oh, we'll break the window. No. Oh, we can break the window. No. We're gonna wait. We're gonna do this shit right. Well, we can do this. And then her daughter died. But how many of these situations have you seen with women where they put a kid outside on a freezing winter day where snow's on the ground in the car seat because the baby daddy said he's 30 minutes away? Kid ends up with frostbite. Or they leave the kid in the car on a hot day because it's a vanity project. The kid comes out and it's cute and it's bubbly. Oh, and then the kid hit 8 months and is walking. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. The vanity is gone. The cuteness is gone. Where your daddy at? And then they get on TV. They go, well, if his dad would have done this, well, bitch, you let the kid drown in 2 inches of water because you wasn't paying attention. Yeah, but his daddy was supposed to get him. Well, hey, bitch, go ahead and go sit in the cell.
Well, my thing is, if you're a woman and you have a child, you already burned up because you're in rebellion to the father of your child, which is automatically a strike against you. I'm not gonna say I won't date a single mother, but it is a strike against a woman. So if you have a woman, you're being a bad mother to your own children. Yeah, I'm straight. I'm cool on you. Just that simple to me. There's nothing you can tell me that's gonna make it worth my while.
Yeah, because my thing is, if I get with you and I have a kid with you, the only blueprint I have to go off of is what you've done in your past. So your kid lives with your grandma or with that nigga over there. Horrible living conditions. So if I die and pass away, is this what I'm passing my kid on to?
Right. Exactly what you passing your kid on to. You about to have some screwed up kids. Exactly what you're doing. Because she
Yeah,
ain't got no reason to change.
right. So that's where I'm at. Like,
Yeah, people being way too loose with these kids, and some people still want to be they child's friend, which I ain't clear on that either.
nah, you can't be no kid's friend. That's some dumb shit. That's
Hey
some dumb
man,
shit white people came up with.
you said it, not me.
No, legitimately, I adore my
Now,
kid. It is
bro, I'm
he's a
generally agree with you on that one. I'm gonna generally agree with you on that. I'm just messing around because
no.
yeah,
But
if
I'm
you trying to be
qualified.
your
My kid is a spitting image of me. So he's and like looking at him, even the way he acts now, like this little nigga's gonna go through every problem I ever came across. And my job as a parent is to make sure that he has the cheat codes or the map to get around the issues that I had and do better than what I did. A lot of these motherfuckers have kids and they want to be buddy buddy with their kid and do the same shit that they did with their buddy. I don't get down like that.
you know what? I'm about to I'm about to blow up. I'm finna start me an app. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get an app for people to download, nigga, called findafriend.com. You know, it's gonna be for all these people that want to be friends with their kids. I'm gonna let you get with another friend or somebody else who wants to be friends with their kid, and you two grown mofos can be friends together and leave them kids alone.
Really, the ones being friendly with their kids is we're gonna do it. Shit, we're gonna do it. Fuck it. It's black women. Black women being friendly with their kids. Black women are friendly with their kids because they want to be
Revered.
vicariously living through their kids. Are we gonna talk
Yeah.
about it tonight? Or we gonna talk about it? They want to vicariously live through their kids.
I
So
mean,
imagine.
you bet you calling them suckers now.
No, I'm not calling them suckers, but I'm calling them. I'm calling them losers. 'Cause that's what they are.
Okay, losers, suckers, same thing to me.
I feel like losers a little bit worse, but hey.
Okay, well my thing is I wasn't
A
really trying to
sucker is
disagree
you
with
don't know better. A loser, you know better, but you gonna still take the loss.
you. Well, I feel you there. I feel you. But my thing is, yeah, a lot of sisters they are going to be suckers to a certain degree, and if you voluntarily become a sucker, I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Right. But a lot of these chicks, I've seen them firsthand. Okay, so I'll tell you this. So I remember being in high school. I was a senior. Yeah, I was a senior. I met two chicks. We were supposed to smoke weed at the house. We put up at their house, and it's funny because the house that we went to wasn't the house I was expecting to go to. The two girls lived in a rich ass household. There was two Mexican chicks, and we was
Uh-huh.
smoking blunts in a basement. And the basement had two bedrooms. And I'm like, okay, we smoking blunts in the basement. So we smoking blunts in the basement. I'm grown, so I had been in trouble. I knew all about the bullshit of life, and they was like, oh, my mom's at home, so they made a big production out of this shit. We smoking weed. My mom's at home. She gonna catch us. Well, it's not my problem. I'm gonna walk about this house. It's your mama. She's at most she could be a 5'9" female. I'm walking past. I'm gonna get my car and drive the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Mama walks in the door, busting. Bah! Y'all smoking? I smell weed. Oh, I'm on the bed. I'm smoking a blunt. I'm like, yeah. Your daughter rolled the blunt. It's some fire shit. The mama come over and throw her hair on my stomach and then rub it down my belly. Huh. Huh. Oh, oh shit. Oh. At that point, she was like, "You not scared?" I'm like, "No, I'm not scared." I'm not your kid. What the fuck you gonna do to me? It was, but
Yeah.
at that point, I understood what it meant to be a friend with your child because she did so much shit that I was like, had I did this shit in front of my mama, I'd have been dead.
I feel you. I feel you. I question any person who wants to be friends with their kid, truth be told. And I definitely question the kid that want to be friends with his parent. Like, who wants that? I can't
But
see that, man.
the girl came from a affluent background. The only reason they was affluent was because of a lawsuit, and she had money. But she lived in basically she lived in the projects every time she did. She dated niggas out of jail and everything else. And she had an allotment from the estate based on it. But the girl never made anything with her life. She lives in she basically she was a millionaire before she was 18. She's 20. No, she might be 30 now. She's 30 now. I saw her a couple weeks ago. She doesn't have any of that money. She makes $28,000 a year, and she's miserable
Well, that sounds about right.
because her mama was a friend.
They should pick a better friend. You know, mom should pick a better friend. So I
But
can tell you,
the
I don't get friends and parents being in the same sentence.
no, but you know what? That's just that that's where we are as a whole of society. A lot of these chicks try to be friends with their kids, and sometimes it works. And when I say it works, I mean she guides them right to the level that they are, which is nothing. And
Mm,
the majority of the time, it doesn't work because every time you have a kid, your kid is supposed to do better than you are.
that's true. That's true. But my thing is, I wouldn't even conceive that something like that would have a possibility of working. So nah, I just leave that alone all the way.
Well, you know, the way
Man, that I ain't had a question. Oh, Donnie, you there? You done got knocked out again. All right, folks. I guess Donnie been knocked out again.
can you
It's
hear me
all
now?
good. We're gonna turn
Listen.
this
I'm
into.
here.
We, I know I
The
can hear
Roger
him, but
Report.
let's just turn this into Roger Report Live anyway.
No. My thing is no. A lot of chicks try to be generational hood rats, so they try to pass that shit on. I want to be a welfare queen, so I'm gonna teach you how to work the system and how to work the system the best. So she made $5,000-6,000 for that year, $10,000 for that year, to pay for her life, live like she made 30,000, and she wants her daughter to do the same, but her daughter's gonna make 35,000. I want out, and that's a terrible way to live. But it's a lot. That's the curse of a generational hood rat.
Yeah, that ball of pussy gonna be thick in a mug quick.
Nah, but listen, understand. Remember, Tupac made a song. Brenda, she's got a baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is before he went the Kanye West route, and nobody called him out, right? He went the Kanye West route. Nobody called him the fuck out because he went on some thug life shit. But really, he was talking about Brenda. She's got a baby, but Brenda can't even spell her name, right? Damn shame. So
Yeah.
they on government assistance. They doing everything they supposed to do on government assistance, and she passed over a legacy to get on government assistance. How many times do you see that? How many times have you seen that shit in the group? We ran the group, Black Men being brutally honest. How many times did you see that shit in the group where it came out exposed? Chicks was generational hood rats.
Man, it's everyday life nowadays, bro. It's just a big section of them that they don't want nothing better, and they'll drag any dude that's dumb enough to stay with them. You know, um, so it's clear at this stage of the game that's just what they gonna do. My thing is they got to do it without me.
I
You
mean,
know,
you hit a prime age to really get whatever you want to. You make enough money to where a chick ain't gotta struggle to live with you. You hit prime age for a chick to, if she gets with Raheem Styles, Raheem wages, Raheem ways, uh, Reggie Do right? To not have to worry, right? So my thing is, if the chick is with you, right? If she get with Radio Raheem, she don't have to worry about anything. You gonna get with a chick who is 25. She goes, "Hey, listen, I'm pregnant. We're gonna get married, etc." You say you accept her into marriage, give her your last name. She's I'm sorry, Miss Do Right. She wants to marry you. Does she have to worry for anything?
does she have to work? Wait a minute. Okay, my bad, because you lost me for a second. So you basically trying to say if a woman was gonna be with me, would she have to
Yeah,
work for
yeah.
something?
So yeah, no, my bad. I like playing with your name and shit.
But
so
don't do that. uh, yeah, I'm trying to say
it,
you trying to make an example of something, but yeah, if she's
yes.
gonna be with
So
me, yeah, of course you got to work for something.
if she wants to be Roger Curry, I mean,
No, don't do that, bro. You can call her Mrs. Report. You- she can be Mrs. Roger Report. um,
she's Mrs. Do Right. So we're gonna call her Mrs. Do Right, right? She
uh,
wants to be Mrs. Do Right. Uh, uh, she wants to be Mrs. Do Right. She don't have to worry about anything, right or wrong.
I mean, yeah, if you're talking about like a woman is being supportive to her man and all that type of stuff, yeah, I mean, she ain't got to worry about nothing. You gonna be there for her.
So
What
my
is there
my
to worry
thing,
about if you have a husband?
so my thing is a lot of women come. Oh, we should have made that. Actually, we'll add to the list now. Surprise list. She tells you she got a PhD. Does that mean anything to you in terms of dating? Because it doesn't mean anything to me.
That means something to me. Definitely means something
No,
to me. It means she probably about to be a headache.
but from like a realistic standpoint, when you're dating her, does like if you were considering her as a prime candidate, right? If she's gonna be Mrs. Do Right, do you say, well, she's got a degree, we'll be all right?
Nah, I mean, yeah, you was kind of boring, but I'm assuming you was asking me like, does her
Yeah,
making a certain amount of money mean anything to me?
yeah. No, not
I
even a
mean,
certain amount of money.
that's really a question.
If she has a degree, I have a cousin. She has a master's degree. I make more than her. I don't have a degree. I have some certifications. I have some technical skills that are with some shit she couldn't do, but she went to school for 6+ years. Does that mean something to you?
Bro, honestly, the financial question is really more for her, cause I'm not like a lot of other people. Whatever money you make, you gonna turn that over to me anyway. So I don't care what you make. You turn it over to me anyway, cause I'm gonna be the husband. I'm the protector, the provider, and the leader. Because I am the leader, yeah, you'll get an allowance that you can spend, You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm gonna get an allowance to spend on whatever we want. But at the end of the day, all that money is household money, and I'm gonna be making decisions on the household. So you can come in with zero, you can come in with 100 million. I'm still gonna be making those big decisions on that money anyway.
So it doesn't fucking matter what she makes.
As long as it don't
That
matter to her.
so she comes up and she's Mrs. Smith, Mrs.
Man,
Jackson.
Stevens, man. Last name is Stevens, man.
Nigga, I know
But
your last name, but I'm just trying to be ignorant for the purposes, right? But like, if she tries to show up and she's trying to be Mrs. Jackson, shit, well, yeah, shit, especially Mrs. Jackson, because you saw Mrs. Jackson, that shit didn't work out quite the way she thought it was gonna work out. But she tells you, I come with a long catalog of this, that, and the third. Does any of that mean anything to you?
I mean, nah, not really.
Because
Nope.
I've never dated a woman and been like, well, at least she has this third. Like, my girl has 2 master's degrees. None of that shit means anything to me.
Okay, put like this. I'm gonna be realistic with you. This is what I see. I see women coming with certain amounts of money and things like that, right? Depending upon who they end up with. I see women trying to hold on to those monies, regardless of who they're trying to end up with. My thing is, it's gonna mean something to you because whatever you got, you about to fork it over to me anyway. Now I'm not gonna date you because you have a certain amount, or you could, generate a certain amount of income, but you're gonna turn it over to me anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really more. Is she willing to lose whatever she's got? Because she's gonna lose it regardless. I ain't saying she gonna lose. She gonna leave the job, or if she maintains the job, she gonna be turning that paycheck over to me regardless. So how is she gonna feel comfortable with that?
Prime example. Have you ever seen the movie Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
So the main character in that franchise, right? Because I think it was 2 of them. Might have been 3.
You were.
Huh?
No, I was saying it was too. It was Michael J. Fox, and then Jason Bateman was his cousin.
Right. So his best friend in that movie was always
dude
riding
Styles.
his coattails. Yeah, Styles was always riding the coattails. So Styles was always trying to ride the coattails in that movie.
Okay, I see. You was trying to say, you was trying to call me Styles, saying I'm riding your coattail. What you trying to say? You on some sly stuff. It's all good, player. It's all good. Nigga, you know good and well.
Actually, Mr. Savage, this is where I'm at, right? But no, no, but this is where I'm at. Like, you always have a nigga trying to ride your coattails. Styles was riding the nigga's coattails. In the first movie, he was riding the nigga's coattails. In the second movie, he was like, "Oh, you a wolf too? Nigga, we got the merchandise. We got the this, that, and the third." And then they got to the final game. This nigga came and showed up as a regular person. He was like, "Bro, what you doing? Oh, wait. This is where I'm at. Like, you don't want to be a Mrs. Styles in this situation. You don't want to be in a fucked up predicament trying to ride another nigga's coattails. Is what these black women put themselves in a position of. However, if you are a black woman and you are looking for a black man, you should have vetted this nigga, made sure that he was good to go, and then you marry this man. There is no coattail riding. You are on the coattails. Period, point blank. You're riding with this nigga through thick and through thin. A lot of these motherfuckers try to ride the coattails by being just a best friend. It don't work like that.
I mean, somebody got to accept wanting them to be that quote unquote best friend. But like me, I mean, technically, if you with a woman, yes, she should be your best friend. But to me, there's a burden that comes with friendship. Because when you my friend, that means you're gonna do stuff for me when it's inconvenient. Only my associate would do stuff for me when it's convenient, but my friend would do stuff for me when it's inconvenient.
Right. You hit me up, hey, listen, I need I think I've hit you up. Probably in the same situation. A nigga, I'm in Chicago. What's going on? You done popped up with a 6-pack of beer, like, nigga, let's get it popping. I think it was very inconvenient for you at the time, but neither the circumstance of the situation. Your ass showed the fuck up with a 6-pack of beer. Hey, listen, nigga, we're gonna kick it, we're gonna talk, we're gonna chop it up.
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely inconvenient for me, but it is what it is, you know. But my thing is, if you don't do nothing, you ain't a real friend. You're just an associate.
So I think a lot of these chicks have that shit fucked up in the game, and they just don't learn their place in life. But this is all running back to relationships. I think a lot of black women in particular, because this is the only woman we care about, uh, don't understand this concept. They think that if they go get a degree, if they work on them, regardless of their crazy situation, they should be fine. Like I saw a post that's been circulating for years about a black woman who got a lawyer's degree, Juris Doctorates, uh, making her a lawyer is fine. Well, this motherfucker got 6 kids. So no matter how you dice the conversation up, and let's say she gets Johnny Cochran level next year, she's making $100,000 a case. She still has to pay back her law degree. She still has 6 kids. It's not enough.
But I remember hearing a story about that lady. I think it was 5 kids, and she was getting a law degree. Yeah, I wouldn't date her.
No, no, it's not enough because at the end of the day,
I'm not
she
even sure I want her to be my lawyer, bro.
5 kids, nigga. It's nothing I can do for you. You know the ins and outs of the situation, but realistically, I'd rather just go to jail. I'd rather just go to jail, take a whole year and sit in the law library and learn this shit. Nigga, Rick Ross learned this shit, fought his case, told his lawyer what the fuck was up. And the nigga didn't even know how to read before that.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said. I said I wouldn't date that chick. I'm not even sure I want her as a lawyer. Type of decision she make. But yeah, man. I mean, all that don't mean nothing after 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, it just don't mean nothing after 5 kids. I don't even know what would mean something after you already have 5 kids. Because you could win $200 million tomorrow with the lottery, but with you and them 5 kids, man, I don't know about that one. That's hard for me to see. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to work a little bit harder and find somebody else more suited to your more suited to your situation. Because I don't think I'm the right guy for that job. Not no 5 kid job. I can deal with one, but yeah, 2 kids out of wedlock. To me, a woman is really not worth the conversation. Okay, I guess Donnie done got knocked again, y'all. It's all good.
I'm here.
Y'all
Why?
been
Can you
listening
not hear
to
me?
another edition of hold on, bro. They've been listening to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media.
Nah,
No, I'm tripping, but
Wait,
yeah, y'all definitely go to the Roger Report Live tomorrow morning.
let's hear
Okay,
Mr. Roderick Styles with a D.
bro. I don't know who put that D in that name or whatever, but
Listen, you and you the homeboy of
no, I'm
of the
not Teen
werewolf.
Wolf's
Nigga.
homeboy. No, I'm not Teen Wolf.
You
Werewolf.
you Teen Wolf homeboy, nigga.
No, I
No,
remember what you're talking about because I remember that dude Styles. Yeah, he was always trying to come up off something, and
didn't they switch
he.
the actor out too? That was the cold part. They switched the actor. I was like, damn, y'all cold the motherfucker.
I'm not sure. I ain't seen that in so long. I just remember dude's name.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know why that name always stuck with me? Because I felt like it was the coolest name you could have as motherfucker. Like you couldn't even be a lame. Like motherfucker be like, yo, this is such a nigga. What? Oh yeah, he cool as shit. But you couldn't be uh uh Krampus or some weird shit like, oh yeah, Yeah, it's the Polish name or some bullshit like that. Yeah, it's Mr. Jenkins over there. Nigga, you couldn't be cool with that name. But nigga, that name, oh yeah, nigga, he had all the hoes.
Yeah, that sound like a name that'll get you some hoes. Real talk. You know. But my thing is that nigga was a hanger on like a mug though, and he really didn't do anything. That I think about it. He really didn't do anything but try to come up off his homie who happened to be a werewolf. You know, so I will never want to be in his position. But I mean, sisters not getting together and always being in somebody else's shadow, because that's what you pretty much alluding to. Man, my whole thing is ain't none of that my problem. You know, y'all women, y'all see how the game go. Y'all see other women coming up in the game. They get themselves together. They get better results. I mean, get yourself together so you can get a better result. That's all I can really say. Again, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do got a question. What's going on with the list, man?
Man, you know what's going on with the list. We're gonna put some more names on that boy, and it's gonna be dropped out on. You know, I'm gonna get to BGS by the first, but I'm gonna find the more names and throw them on the list. That's all. I ain't gonna have people fighting over this.
So my homegirl just got on YouTube. Her channel is Baby Mama Talk. Can she get on the list?
No, she can't get on the list.
Oh, so it's qualification. Okay, I'm just checking. It's qualifications.
No, I'm really looking for real Manosphere channels. That, you know what I'm saying, and to put them on. You know, real Manosphere channels.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. But people get on the list. I get it. I heard there's a lot of fireworks over the list, but you know, the list need to be done, and why not Mr. Roger Stevens of the Habitual Line Steppers do it? Because realistically, I mean, I talk a lot of shit. I feel like my channel is still better than yours, but you are a rising star in the black manosphere. You out here doing things motherfuckers are not doing. Per se, this list. I heard a little black boy in Utah mention this list.
Man, I didn't know the list was that big, was gonna be a big deal there for people to. But you know what though? It's a lot of fans arguing over the list. But you know what? I'm gonna say this: if fans are arguing over the list and who should be on it, who should not be on it, then you know it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm just trying to, you know, I'm trying to catch everybody. I'm gonna do what I can do, and it is what it is. You know, I ain't worried about everybody talking about it or whatever. Well, the little talk there is. I'm not really worried about that stuff.
Shout out to Rico Sheamus for putting this list. I mean, you for putting this list together. It need to be done. Realistically, it need to be done. I haven't seen nobody putting a list out like this.
Now, my thing is, it need to be done by somebody who's in the black manosphere rather than people outside the black manosphere. That's all. So I'm gonna try to get all of them though. You know, it will be more names added. I'm gonna try to catch everybody, but I honestly don't know how big the black manosphere is. It seems like it's pretty big.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all listening, Roger with a D, Steffens.
Bro, stop playing with my name. Stop playing with my name, player.
No, but if y'all listening, y'all need to hit him up at his email address. What is it?
The Roger Report at yahoo.com.
My nigga, Yahoo, of all the places. Yahoo?
Hey, man, some niggas is Yahoos. What can I tell you?
Y'all heard Roger with the D. No, without the D. Sorry. Roger with
the D. It don't sound right no matter what.
Steffens. Y'all saw Stephon Arkell. This nigga's the embodiment of all the black philosophers poured into some juice, poured into the container, and Roger Stephon Arkell came out. And now he's Roger Stevens.
Please. You know, don't say that because niggas might think I'm a nerd or something for real. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what? I always looked at Stephon Arkell. That nigga was lit. The nigga They poured the shit into the thing. He came out, yeah, what's going on, baby? And all you heard when the nigga talk was, "Ooh."
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you.
Most of these
That's
niggas
just
can't even hope to be on that level. So, if they upset about it, fuck them.
man. I ain't worried about people getting upset. I put a list together because again, somebody from the Black Manosphere should be putting our names on the list and saying who he is, and it's just gonna be a directory for people to find the other folks that's in the Black Manosphere. And I heard it was a couple of people pressed about it. I don't even care at this point. I just don't care.
So, baby mama talk can't get on there.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody who's really part of the Black Manosphere will get on the list at some point. I just don't know everybody out there like that, but everybody gonna get on there though. By the time the next one come out, it's gonna be a good amount of names.
So again, it should hit you up to get on there. You really just clarifying what the situation is. I got a message right now from Baby Mama Talk. She said you might be her baby daddy.
Okay,
Will you
bro,
come
don't ever
check?
play with me about no. Don't ever play with me about being nobody's daddy.
She said the baby looked just like you. He even told her, "You're not taking accountability and changing my diaper."
Well, yeah, you must got me mixed up. That's all I can tell you, home.
Nah,
I ain't
you
gonna even
know,
play.
I like fucking with you.
I ain't gonna even play with that type of stuff on there because niggas will be trying to pin a baby on me. Next thing I know, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what's funny? Motherfuckers don't have no time, effort, or energy, but they like to pinch shit on you. But you legitimately are the personification of everything you talk about, right? So you talk about accountability, you live accountability. You talk about marriage, you haven't been married, so you don't have any kids. You are pretty much the personification of everything that you have said on YouTube, on real life, anywhere else. Like I met you in real life. You are the personification of everything that you talk about, and there's no bullshit behind it to the left or anything else. So what do you say when people talk about you on a sideways manner? And I mean, shit, we've had the conversation. A lot of these motherfuckers on YouTube be saying some shit that they just don't live.
I mean, my thing is I don't have time to care. You can get on here and say whatever you want to say. I ain't got time to care. I'm just keep it real. It's too much. It's too many people saying too many things about too many people in the first place. I don't really see how it's great for black people to be attacking other black people like that. So my thing is, man, I ain't got time to worry about what niggas is saying. I'm gonna keep doing me and call it a day. Cause ain't none of that benefiting me none. So I ain't gonna worry about it like that. You know.
So that's
I
probably
believe
why you're doing well.
what'd you say?
I said that's probably why you're doing well. That you just like to talk about.
Yeah, my thing is, the listeners. I believe people are smart, so listeners gonna go to wherever they think is a good place to be. So once they find you, if they think you good, they're gonna stick with you. If they think you fake or trash, they gonna basically get up and go. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But you know what this list is gonna do though? It's gonna help. Or at least I believe. I believe it will help smaller YouTubers that ain't got as much clout. It make it a little bit easier for people to find them and their channels to grow a little bit better. So it's gonna be
So
it's
you
gonna be
think it'll
some
help
benefits to
smaller
people.
YouTubers? Yeah, but you know
No, well,
what? I think that
I'm just I'm not gonna say that was the purpose I did it because it really was just about me saying that if people was attacking the Black Manosphere and making up lists, that we should actually decide and put a list out of who we are versus somebody from the outside with ill intentions doing it. But the unintended consequence, I believe, would be it will help smaller channels be a little bit easier to find. That's all.
so. I've asked you this before, but is there anybody on the list that are not on the list, but that is YouTube that you wouldn't consider Black YouTube or you wouldn't include? So like, um, Nasheed, Tommy Sotomayor, people of those
No,
nature.
I mean,
Would you include them on the
my,
list? I think they're
no. My thing is, you got to keep in mind, a lot of them people was here before I came around, so I'm not sure are they even considered Black Manosphere or not. So, like a Tommy Sotomayor, I don't know if he is. I seen him one time. Like I actually happened to see him go to O'Shea Duke Jackson channel one time, but I don't think he Black Manosphere. I wouldn't have no issue with it, but I don't think he actually is. I'm not trying to include people that's not actually part of the Black Manosphere. That's basically what it is. Because there's Black people who do YouTube. They do male-centered channels or something like that, but they're not necessarily the Black Manosphere, and they don't interact with the Black Manosphere as far as I know. So I'm not trying to have people on there that's not actually part of it. I'm trying to have to be an accurate information. That's all. Just trying to make it accurate information.
No, I mean it makes sense. Now I was just curious because, realistically, the list has set a lot of YouTubers on fire. So
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't think it's that big a deal, honestly.
One more time. One more time for the people.
No, I'm serious. I don't think it's that big a deal. I just think, you know what I'm saying, the Black Manosphere should make their own list rather than other people outside the Black Manosphere making it. I don't think it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everybody, but more people would be. I mean, I'm gonna put the names on that I keep finding out about because I done found out a good amount of names for the next one. So the list gonna definitely grow. It is what it is.
Have you talked about Frederica's Hood Rat Talks? Should she be on the list?
I'm assuming you playing because I don't know who you talking about.
Yeah, nah.
No. My thing is, I don't care who you are. You can, if you're part of the Black Manosphere, I'm gonna put you on the list. I'm not concerned with who is who and who name is big, who name is small, none of that. I'm gonna put the next one in alphabetical order just so niggas don't have no reason to say nothing.
So my channel has changed from You Ain't Shit for Watching to one You Ain't Shit for Watching.
Okay, you know how I'm gonna play that too, because I'm pretty sure they ain't gonna start with a number, and we'll put the numbers after the letters. Just to make sure.
It's hey, You Ain't Shit for Watching. Triple A, You Ain't Shit for Watching. Now what?
No, I mean I get what you're saying. But my thing is just so people don't have nothing to say. I'm just gonna throw shit in alphabetical order and call that shit a motherfucking day.
Well, no, you know what? I honestly appreciate you coming up with the list because I think it was something that has needed to be put out for a while because there's a lot of people who aren't even associated with the Manosphere who the Manosphere is catching slack for. And even more so than that, it's good to have a directory of the Black channels on the Manosphere. You can switch it up. Now, I know you have it by alphabetical order, like you just said. Do you have it by? Sorry. Do you have it by genre?
No, I actually thought about that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna worry about trying to do that part right now because that'll be too much work right now. Because keep in mind, anybody paying me to do this, so I'm just doing this in spare time. And I'm trying to get help from other people to make sure that I put that everything I'm putting is actually correct.
So
it's challenging.
What is your Cash App so that people who feel like, hey, listen, he's doing a good job, he's doing what he's supposed to do. What is your Cash App?
Oh, they can hit my Cash App is The Roger Report. $, The Roger Report.
And I heard that you have I ain't heard, I just know, nigga. But you have some merchandise coming out in the form of T-shirts and some other things. One of the T-shirts being "I'm right, I'm out."
Nah, I'm not ready to put anything out there as far as what the merchandise is gonna be. I'm not ready for all that part yet. Yeah, But I do got three. I got three in mind. to be developed.
To buy it. I'm just saying.
No. I mean, some people have hit me up about, man, can I get a T-shirt? But I'm not. I got too much stuff going on right now. I'm not ready to get into that because I'm actually talking to a person now about some shirts, whatever. But I ain't ready to put no announcement out there like that's gonna come out like anytime. I can't say nothing like that's gonna happen right in the near future. So, in due time. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
my last clarification point is for habitual line stepper sister. They say that she influenced and made the list. You know where I'm going with it. Danielle George, Sister George.
Yeah,
She made the list.
she didn't have she didn't have nothing to do with the list. She made the list, like her channel was on there.
So
she made the list in that regard.
She's on the list. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as her actually having something to do with getting the names, now don't get me wrong. I know she's been around or whatever, and she could actually give me some names. But if I actually go to her to get some names, I already know some people gonna have a problem with that just off the fact she's a female. So, this is just something that's gonna be done without her. She understands though. I talked to her about it. She understands.
Well, shit, I'm proud to be a habitual line stepper fucking with you, nigga. Listen, let me just get a little bit of that magic. Yeah, let me get a little bit of that magic, that Radio Raheem magic, and we can get it popping. But aside from that, yeah. So no other final statements. Anything you want to say about the list? About the subsequent issues about the list? Your merchandise, your Cash App, etc.
Nah, I mean, honestly, I've heard some hearsay about the list, but I don't think it's worth me really looking into, and I don't really care. Honestly, I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go looking to see what niggas had to say or whatever case is. I think it's just more because when the post was put up on BGS's channel, I seen people was arguing about these other people that should have been on, blah blah blah. I'm gonna check the names out, see who really should have been on versus should they have not been on, because I don't know everybody like that. So it is what it is. If you're supposed to be on there, you'll get on there.
All right. Well, if you're not on that list, well, nigga. Oh well. Personally, oh well. But Roger's gonna do the right thing. You better than me, because it'd have been a whole lot of niggas on that list. Like, oh, what about him? Nah, listen, my font don't work. It won't type that nigga name in. It's nothing I can do.
Nah, my thing is this is a total thing that got nothing to do with my personal opinion. If a nigga's in there, he in there. If he ain't, he ain't. It ain't got nothing to do. I'm not one. It ain't about who I like and who I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I just felt that we should have did it ourselves versus outside forces that want to attack you should do it. And what's wrong with having a director? Because it's a lot of brothers that's doing a lot of different things out here, and people act like we don't have intelligent brothers doing certain stuff or dealing with certain issues that's actually being helped to our community. So I actually see it as these are people helping our community. If you don't like these people that's going out of their way to help our community, something wrong with you, not them.
So I have a comment from a little boy from Utah. It says, y'all should get it together. Shouldn't be this serious. Comment.
Wait a minute, he said, you bored a little bit. What? Can you say that again?
I said, little boy from Utah says, y'all should get together. It shouldn't be this serious.
We should get together and do what?
Y'all should get it together. It shouldn't be this serious.
Oh man, I ain't got no comments for that. I'm not gonna get into no mess about nothing like that, man. I'm just putting the list together. It's it. I'm not gonna deal with no mess about no list, man. At the end of the day,
I think we all appreciate you stepping with a lot of YouTubers before you should have done. But hey, listen, you habitual line steppers, so you habitually on the line.
man, I'm just trying to do something to make everybody make something good for all of us at the end of the day. I'm not gonna even say somebody else should have did it before me. I just have a personal thing about outside people trying to do it versus inside people trying to do it. And that's all it come out to at the end of the day.
Well, shit is much appreciated. Y'all heard the Roger report live. You ain't shit for watching. Guess what? You ain't shit for watching. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Much appreciate y'all. Y'all go check the list out. It's on BGS. Get more in this community chat. What is there? Check it out. The habitual line steps forever. We got that light. And we hollering at y'all in the show. It's slow.